Hey guys, good morning and welcome to our wonderful channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Welcome all Mandela effecting. So we have our special guest with us, Scott Harrison, who has joined us from the UK. We have Esther, we have Sandy and Theresa, my residue hunter. How is everybody out there today?
Awesome on this Saturday morning.
It's a rainy Saturday morning over here. I hope it's less gloomy in other parts of the world.
It's lovely here,
I haven't looked outside yet.
Oh man. So
it's not too bad over here.
Sunny day of the year.
Who wants to talk first? Teresa's got a crazy story to tell us, and we want to do birthday mentions, right?
Yeah, that's my crazy story.
All right,
what you want? I have too many crazy stories.
Well,
give me a clue.
We're gonna do you're doing your experience with the nurse last night.
Oh, the nurse. Yes. So I had yes. Let me start. About 4 years ago, I got hurt getting on the bus, and I hurt my knee, and blah blah blah. I had all these cysts on the back of my legs. Well, I've been having reoccurring pain lately in the last 2 weeks, so I decided to go to this walk-in clinic, and proceedingly waited for 2 hours, probably a little bit longer, to get waited on in the back room. I just sat in there, and I'm like, oh my God. But when the nurse came in, or what do you call it, practicing? What did you call it, Sandy? Physician?
Medical assistant.
Medical assistant. She came in, and she had taken my weight and checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was high. And while she was standing there, I noticed she had a stethoscope around her neck. I said, hey, can I ask you a question? She goes, yeah. And I said, where's her heart located at? I just want to make sure. And she took her hand and she put it over the left side. And she goes, oh, it's on the left side of the sternum. And I said, are you serious? She goes, yeah. And I said, you went to school for all this medical things to learn. She goes, yeah. She goes, I went through a lot of schooling. I said, do you mind if I take a picture? I won't put your face in it, but I want to take a picture where the heart is, because I'm having some disagreements with people. I didn't bring up the Mandela effect because I didn't want them to look at me like, what the heck? So I took the pictures, and she literally had her hand on the left side of her chest, and I posted it in my group. And Sandy, you've seen it. And did you send him to Brian so he can see him?
Yeah, I got to send them to Brian. I was in the middle of showing the other, sending him other residue.
Brian, she literally took her hand. I took pictures of this.
I'm sending it to him right now.
Wait till you see this. And I was like, I got to take this moment. I got to take this moment of her. And this is an actual physician, or whatever you call it again. Medical assistant. Medical assistant. I'm sorry. I never took call. I just call them all nurses.
Brian, I sent you the pictures of the nurse, Brian.
Okay.
Wait till you see this.
Yeah.
There's actually 2 pictures. Show them both of them.
Good morning and welcome to our wonderful channel. Hold on, let me mute this. Sorry about that. It's delayed.
It's like, didn't we already hear that?
Do you see it, Brian?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'd actually remember I watched a YouTube video on the misnomer that your heart is like where they were talking about where it was located. And they were saying, well, it's more on the left and lower than most people.
Right, but now when you look at the pictures, it's more centered now.
It's supposed to be in the middle. And I was like, well, that's weird. This whole video about how this misnomer about how your heart is on the left, lower, it's actually supposed to be lower and more left than most people realized. And now I find out it's supposed to be in the middle, and I'm like, well,
yes, and that's what was so cool about this. She let me actually take pictures, as long as I didn't put her face in there. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I am like freaking out. I've got to show these.
The Mandela effect. I mean, seriously, if I didn't know about the Mandela effect, I would have been like completely like, am I in a bizarro world or something? Because it was one of those, like, it was all of the facts versus fiction, all the misnomers that we get told over the years. And I was like, I was totally blown away. I'm like, wait a second, I just learned about the fact. It was in the lower left, down, and now you're telling me it's moved to the right. And I'm like, this is weird.
It's crazy, huh? But did you see them?
Yeah, I see that.
You see that?
Insane. I see that. Listen, can I say something real quick?
These are yesterday, last night, like before 5 o'clock, because I was stuck back there. I didn't get out of there till late, guys. I was in the back room for over 2 hours, and getting x-rays and everything, and that's another story later on. But the main thing was me getting these pictures so that I could show them to you guys today, and I was real excited. I was in them about getting them. I'm like, no, I got to get these pictures.
The worrying thing is, how many people has she pronounced dead because they didn't have a heartbeat?
You know what's funny, guys? To follow up on this statement, I asked her one more question, which is going to really blow you guys' mind. I said, hey, can I ask you one more question? She goes, yeah. I said, you know your eyeballs? And she goes, yeah. And I said, do you remember them being hollow? And she's like, yeah. And I said, do you know there's bone on the back of them now? Do you know she started changing the subject?
Really?
Yeah.
I mentioned, I said, yeah, there's bone back there now. And she looked at me, she goes, oh, I don't feel good. She started changing the subject. And I told her, I said, yeah, there's bone on the back now. And she goes, oh, I don't feel good. My sugar's really low.
God.
Well, she walked out the room. Yeah, she was like trying to avoid the question. I think she knew that I was right and she didn't want to follow up on it. And I said, yeah, there's bone back there. And no, I don't feel good. I have to walk out here and go get something to drink. I'm like, I'm saying to myself, really? So she didn't talk to me the rest of the time I was there. I was stuck in that room for 2.5 hours. Nobody coming in to check on me. And I'm like, that girl is avoiding me. And I popped my head out like, hi, and I waved at her. Oh, my God. But anyhow, yeah.
She learned in medical school at that moment. You're like,
She didn't want to. She changed the subject immediately. Started talking about that she needs to go get something to drink and all this. I'm like, yeah, there's bone back there. No, she did a whole Smith effect. I think that's what you call it, Brian.
Yes.
It was funny. It was funny. I had to share this, guys. I'm sorry. I knew you got other stuff to talk about, but yeah, this was the huge deal of getting those pictures.
We get that a lot, you know, when me and MA go out and start questioning people on stuff. They just suddenly, they'll either get angry or...
What crazy? Or they act like what?
Reactions are, they get a download, you see them, they'll freeze and they're like...
That's exactly what happened to her. Yeah, it was like all of a sudden she was going to change her mind and no, I don't know nothing about that. And yeah, it was really weird.
Or like they've suddenly been told, can't talk about this, leave, you know.
All right, and they're medical profession. They went to school for this, you know.
That's right. I'm gonna take a break from sending over residue, Brian, because I want to do a couple birthday shout outs for this week. Oh, yeah. And then I also have my story to tell before we get to the residue.
Okay.
Don't forget about Gloria.
Short. I know my story. I know, Theresa. My story is short. It's I sent you one picture of a building. Did you see the building, Brian? So basically, where I had my cancer surgery and where I woke up to the Mandela effect, okay? It's where I literally woke up in my bed in the hospital to the Mandela effect. And yesterday, I'm picking up my prescription because the pharmacy is in the lobby of the hospital, and I look over, the address is 111 South 11th Street.
Wow.
Like, you gotta be kidding me. It's all ones. 111 South 11 Street. I couldn't believe it. That's all. Just a short little sweet story that I couldn't believe because I've been seeing 1111s ever since.
Well, how about this? My fiance's address has an 1111 in it.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, I never told anybody that.
And my birthday's 11/12, guys.
And speaking of the 11th, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Evie Noel, who was the 10th. Fizzy Pop was the 11th. And Gloria Canada was the 13th. So happy birthday, guys.
Yes.
Happy birthday, all you guys.
Scott, would you please post your link to your channel in the chat if you don't mind? That way people can get a feel of your channel.
Yes.
And also advertise it, you know?
Yeah,
that way people can...
Yeah, feel free to post it in my group, Scott, as much as you want, any videos, okay?
Really, I will. I'll do that. I'll... got to find the link to my channel.
No, you're welcome to post all your videos in the group.
And speaking
You have to
of
watch the latest one, guys, because
Yeah, the latest one. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it or not. It all depends on Brian.
Peter's in it anyway.
well, Theresa, your story, there was a Mandela effect in there that you didn't talk about. I didn't hear you talk about it. So I want to ask the chat, what is a normal body temperature? So people in the chat, I want you to type the temperature in Fahrenheit, I should say. Because unless, I guess Celsius, because Scott could let us know what it is. We are horrible in the U.S. We don't use Celsius at all. Do you know?
Oh, I know. Confuses me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was seeing if anybody knows what the normal body temperature is, because Theresa found out last night it's not what we remember.
For me...
Same lady told me some other information.
For me, in centigrade, it was 37 to up to 40. It's not always an exact amount, but between 37 and 40 was considered normal.
So you had a range. Now I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing a lot of 98.6s.
Yeah, 98.6 is what I remember. What is it now?
That is what I remember too. I don't know what that is in centigrade. Do you know, Scott, what 98.6 is?
In fact, guys.
So he's just as good as us in the opposite direction. Awesome.
I
You just made me feel a little smarter. Thank you, Scott.
Guys, it was even in a commercial, I think, for Winter Fresh gum, was it not?
It may have been, if you want to look it up.
They were talking about the temperature of your mouth is 98.6 degrees, and the temperature of Winter Fresh gum or something like that was much, much cooler, they said.
Well, right now, according to the medical assistant that Theresa saw last night, it is 98.2.
No way.
That's what she told me. The same lady with the heart thing and the yeah. I was like, okay, I can go all night with this lady.
I've just done the conversion there. 37 degrees centigrade is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And that was the lowest that was considered normal for us.
Yes.
Well,
now
now
it's considered an
the other
average.
Day I went to the other day I went to work. I had a cold and I had like a slight fever, like 98 degrees or 99 degrees. And I told my coworker, he's 18 years old, and I told my coworker, I'm like, yeah, like my temperature's 99.4, and he's like, well, that is a slight fever because 97.6 is normal. And I'm like, 97 used to, like, that's no, I'm always 97 degrees. He's like, well, you're always normal. I'm like, no, 98 degrees is normal.
Hey, let me ask you something.
It's weird.
Let me ask you guys something. Where is the warmest place to stand in an elevator?
In the corner?
Yeah, because it's always 90 degrees there.
Yes, exactly, in the corner. Yep.
My little girl.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, I didn't get that. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I haven't had no caffeine yet.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm usually drinking a Coke by now.
I figured that joke made perfect sense for this. But go ahead. Sorry. Didn't mean to get us sidetracked.
Yeah, I remember that commercial, Brian. I used to watch it all the time, like every day in school when I was in like 6th, 7th grade. We had like this news channel that we'd watch, and there was a couple commercials, and I remember that about 98.6 degrees. And that was the temperature of your internal temperature. So I remember that very clearly, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to try to find that commercial clip for us, okay? Go ahead, and while we're, talking about other stuff, I'm going to try to find a clip from that, okay?
Okay.
We got so much to go over.
Yeah, there's a lot. If I'm quiet, everyone, it's because I'm literally just sending pictures to Brian through text message. It takes a while to do this.
Sandy, I'm really freaked out about the Sally thing. I'm going to talk about that later.
Teresa,
that one's freaking me out.
Yeah, don't even worry about it, Teresa. We have an order that we're going in, so we're going to get to it.
That one's freaking me out.
Just don't worry, we're going to get to it. There's a lot that's freaking us out.
I know. I'm just freaking out.
That's like some of these changes I don't really know much about, and I'm kind of like,
well, the one that I found was yesterday's change. It literally changed yesterday. The one that I found, what we're going to be talking about. It was a huge shock. I was walking by, and that's all I can say for now until they get back to me. Right, Sandy?
Yeah, because we have an order.
It hit me hard yesterday. You guys are going to be in total shock.
Let me ask.
Send Brian all the photos, so I don't want to get ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Let me ask you something. Are you guys able to see are you able to see the show? Because I'm seeing an error has occurred.
Oh, let me see. Hold on.
I'm watching the show right now.
Okay, because this is what I'm seeing. This is like scrambled for me.
Live on mine.
Yes.
An error has occurred. You're not seeing that, are you? That's what I'm seeing.
I can see it fine on mine.
I'm seeing the show.
Okay, good.
Fine.
All right, that's fine.
I can see everybody in the chat, like the little squares in the bottom.
It says live on the corner of my screen right now. I don't know if I can go onto YouTube with this since I'm on my phone.
All right. While we're talking about digital and stuff like that, Sandy? What's next on the list?
Well, I sent you Johnny. Oh, I sent you the thing that I have to ask the chat about. The
yes,
guys,
let's ask the chat.
If you know the movie Short Circuit, there was a robot, and he says something when he first comes to life. Blank 5 is alive. If you remember the show and you remember what he says, do you remember Johnny 5 is alive or number 5 is alive?
Yes, I want to vote.
Dual memories.
Scott.
It's been a long
this
time.
This was on Brian Staveley's show, by the way.
Yes,
I remember number 5 myself.
Thank you.
What?
Scott, that's what happened to me.
Number 5 is alive.
Yes.
I want to say number 5 is alive. That's the one
Okay, Sandy. See, I got some people on my side.
I know that, but for me, it was 100. Now look, SS says Johnny. Crypto. I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce. It says number. The things you forgot was Johnny. Dominic is Johnny.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm telling you. For us, it was Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, because didn't the girl because I don't think she's in the second movie, is she? The girl.
This person said they remember both, and I remember the other way too.
Yes.
They both sound like they're right because Johnny 5 would be because he was human-like, but then number 5 is alive. I feel like that's what he said at the beginning of the movie,
and I remember that more than the other way. That's why I'm leaning more. But it's like they're trying to give us downloads or something, guys. You know what I mean?
I do wonder whether he changed it at the end because he gave himself the name. I'm sure he named himself, didn't he?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Chris O'Donnell said he first said number 5 is alive, but Ali Sheedy called him Johnny instead of number 5. That makes sense. You see that?
That would make sense.
I feel like that was like at the beginning it was number 5 and then he
is alive and then it changed. I think it was changed.
That's why I said to Brian, maybe in Short Circuit 2, he said Johnny 5 is alive.
Yeah, maybe by the second movie that's where it stuck there more.
Well, that's what I'm gonna try to research that some more, but I saw it on Brian Staveley's show and I had to mention it. And also, if you look at the logo from Short Circuit 2, it looks all messed up. Like, we got pictures of it to share, too. But I'm for real. Like, I remember him saying number 5 first, but then he actually did say Johnny 5 is alive, and I think she did, too. Stephanie.
I feel like they're both right.
Dang.
Yeah, I think he said it towards the end, maybe, but...
Yeah, he didn't actually...
Number 5...
Nobody actually said... Nobody says Johnny 5 is alive in the entire movie. I watched it from start to finish. In the first Short Circuit movie, it's never said.
Wow.
But I see in all these Twitter posts and everything, there's tons of residue. I'll show what Sandy has pulled up for us here in just a second. She's got a lot of
the second one. Wasn't there 3 of them though?
I only remember 2.
That's crazy.
I could have sworn there was a third one, though, right?
I heard they were making a new one. I heard they were making a new one, but I don't remember.
Johnny 5 is alive, right here. Johnny 5 is alive. Johnny 5 is alive.
If I remember correctly, I thought it was at the very end of the movie where he says that because he was...
Yeah, doesn't he? He's supposed to say it.
Like as he's coming back to life because they thought he was dead after they replaced some of the parts and he was just like kind of like limping along. He's like, Johnny 5 is alive. And he comes out and he's like, oh, like at that point feeling like a human because it was all about being more human.
Well, Crypto said he wasn't known as Johnny 5 till much later in the film.
I'm sorry, one thing. Gelber Bastard Oh my god, I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry, but that's his name.
Forrest
We can't.
Gump.
Only at people with wrenches can post links. Links are automatically deleted.
Okay.
Because he keeps reposting the same thing, and Teresa keeps deleting it. I'm letting him know he can't post.
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous because of what happened before.
Yeah, we have issues. There's no link.
Yeah, I don't want to open any. I'm going to say this way. I don't want to open any Pandora's boxes. If you guys know what I mean.
Oh, you got roboted, but yeah, we have a history.
I said I don't want to open any Pandora's boxes.
Yeah.
Box. If you know what I'm saying, mean by that, and I'll leave it like that.
It was funny. Just a few weeks, it's maybe a week ago. I was just thinking about rewatching the short circuit videos with my kids. We were just
Brian Staveley's in the house.
Just happened to say, hi, Brian.
Brian, yes. You want to talk about your number 5 or whatever you call it?
Yeah, Johnny 5 is alive. You know, like.
Oh, look at that short circuit logo. That is crazy.
I thought there was.
I do remember the Indian guy saying that.
Yeah,
he said he was nearly dead in part 1, so he said number 5 is alive. Oh, here it is. He said nearly dead earlier in part 1, so he said number 5 is alive. Part 2, he was Johnny the whole time. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. But it seems like at some point in the first movie, he would have said at the end, maybe. Or somebody.
But remember, guys, the reason why he was called number 5 was because there was more than one robot, and for some reason he was the one who came alive, and that's why they said number 5 is alive, because he was like the 5th one, and the others were not alive like he was, you know, with all the emotions and everything, and that's where they got that saying from. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the 5th one.
How much residue though for Johnny 5 is alive?
Oh, I know. And there's residue for number 5 is alive, too.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So it could be both. Let's just say that this could be a possible ME.
Possible. We're going to call it a possible ME. We should move on to the next ones. We got tons to go.
Let's go ahead and go for the next one. What is the next?
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. We got a lot to do.
I see Brian Staveley saying he was in good health at the end.
Mighty Mouse, Brian.
Mighty Mouse? Okay, so we got Mighty Mouse. Now, before I share any residue or anything, let's picture Mighty Mouse. Like, you see him flying through the air, his fist pointing up toward the 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock position. And you see his, what do you have? He had like a yellow suit with like, what, a red cape, right?
Yes.
Red cape, yeah.
Like
right? And you remember him, what, he had some kind of symbol or something on his shirt, did he not? Or was it blank?
He had an M.
He had an M.
Yes,
like the Superman logo, but as an M.
Some people remember 1M, some people remember 2M, some people remember Mighty Mouse, some people remember him having eyelashes, some people remember him not having eyelashes.
Oh, the eyelashes. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember eyelashes.
Me neither, Sandy. That was the NME for me.
And Brian, I have to send you 2 more pictures of Mighty Mouse.
Okay.
I'm sending you 2 more pictures because I didn't send you the one with the M that I have.
Okay, so I gotta. It's fine. I can cycle through.
Okay.
You sending it now,
Brian?
Yeah, I'm sending them now. It's just I have to scroll up to get to them. So give me a minute.
Fine.
Here's one. I'll send you another one in a second.
That's fine. A lot of these MEs that we talk about are, you know, they're happening worldwide, and that's why it's great to have Scott Harrison with us, because he can talk about some of the MEs over there in the UK as well.
It's weird when we talk about Mighty Mouse. I can imagine him without the M's, and I can imagine with both M's, and I can also imagine him with 1 M.
But what about
it's almost like my brain can choose what I want.
Eyelashes are what
I don't
really
remember eyelashes though.
No, these eyelashes are like girls' eyelashes, like falsies, like major eyelashes going on.
I don't remember the black hairline neither.
No,
I don't remember either.
I
don't remember any eyelashes
the
being
same
there.
color.
I mean, he was Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Well,
he was a masculine figure. He wouldn't have had eyelashes.
Somebody's concept, right?
Yeah, this is someone's 3D concept drawing. Like the images I sent you. You should have a ton of images. You're going the wrong way. There you go.
I'm sorry. Okay, because I wanted to show them from top to bottom. We have Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse written on the shirt. We have Mighty Mouse with nothing on it.
It's mainly with nothing on it now.
But that weird
Very
hairline.
feminine in that one.
Which one?
In the one that one there. No,
Yes.
sorry, above that.
Yeah,
But
look
even in that one.
eyelashes.
Yeah.
The eyelashes are nuts. He did not have eyelashes.
No.
No, he looks like a girl with eyelashes.
He looks
and
very
that's not right.
feminine. Is that the right word? Feminine.
He always looked very masculine. Never.
Look
never
at those
like
eyelashes.
that.
No.
Hey guys, maybe they're turning him transgender.
Yeah, there's a lipstick here or something. It looks like he's got lipstick on.
They're turning him into a female.
And eyeshadow.
Oh, there you go. This one doesn't have eyelashes.
The outfit looks right.
Right.
Ryan said he's going the route of Big Bird, transgender.
Wait, what is
Big
this?
Bird has all that white in his hair now, remember? He never had that in the yellow. He got the big white in the middle of the feathers. That is new to me, too. That's an older one.
For a minute, I'm thinking this is like one of those double pizza boxes.
Mark Warner said no eyelashes.
Okay, so no eyelashes for him. So there's some short circuit. Hold on, let's go over here. I'm trying to keep
Sandy and I were in shock about that, right, Sandy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Woolworths. Okay, so Mighty Mouse, we have all this residue. Let me show you what he looks like now. Hold on. Okay.
Allegedly has been like that for 7 years.
No.
What?
No, you're right. He didn't have eyelashes, and now he does.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
I know he didn't.
Yeah, the images I sent you, they're old. They're old images, old comic strips and everything.
It's crazy. That's a huge one, Brian.
Girl there.
No, he did not. No, he did not have eyelashes.
I love when Brian does that.
It looks like a girl, like a female mouth right there.
I sent this picture to Brian. Brian, what looks off to you? And you just didn't respond. I'm like, how can he?
No, he's responding.
Eyelashes?
Brian's awake now.
No,
He's responding.
you were pinging me when I was asleep.
Yeah, you were sleeping through all the eyelashes.
Okay, so what about from the chat? We want to get everybody's opinion here. Let me find out what the chat says.
Do you guys remember?
That says rosy cheeks too. Look at the rosy cheeks.
He's got blusher on and foundation.
He's got foundation, yeah.
Next thing he's going to have a dress instead of a cape.
He had SS said he had an MM on his shirt. Okay.
Just one M for me.
No eyelashes. Mark Warner.
Ryan Staveley, did you see what he said?
MM. I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh my God! Great one, Brian S. That's funny.
Yeah. All right. So,
oh my God.
We're trying to keep this PG.
Blushing because he's got eyelashes.
Or actually PG. So anyway, so what's the next ME, guys?
That would be Woolworths, which I sent you residue of.
Okay, we got Woolworths.
That one changed to Woolworth.
Do you guys remember Woolworth or Woolworths? And apparently there's a UK version that's different from the American. I'm talking about the American Woolworths.
They're both the same company.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's interesting.
Woolworths owned the 9 and dime.
Yes, because in the UK there's Woolworths with an S, but in the US it's now Woolworth
now. Here as well. It changed here.
Oh,
it's Woolworth there too?
Well, it shut down, but yeah, when you look back at the old pictures now, it's Woolworth.
All right, well, then I have more pictures to show Brian. I didn't send over the UK ones because it said Woolworths. I have Woolworths in the UK. I'm going to send that to you, Brian. Hold on one second.
Woolworths.
That's changed back again then. I actually did a video on that a while back, so I'll have to check my old video because the Woolworths didn't exist anymore. It was Woolworth. Oh, they are Woolworth company there.
I have some. I will get them for you. Hold on one second.
I'm a lot of people are not familiar with Woolworth, so let's talk about Woolworths. Woolworths. So, when did the store open, and where was it primarily found? Like, because I think this is one of those more northern companies. We don't have this in the South. I have not seen a Woolworths in the South.
Well, Brian, this closed down in the early 80s.
Oh, Woolworths closed in the 80s?
Yeah.
No way.
I miss that place.
Yeah.
Woolworths was
I
amazing.
have one around here. Maybe
Oh my
maybe it's just an off
We
brand.
had them in Florida where I used to live.
Woolworth. That's what it is now, or always been. But,
Yeah,
Wow.
it's always been Woolworth. That's the store I remember, that design right there.
okay,
But the H looks off. It wasn't disconnected like that at the end.
that's right. Is there another piece of residue you got for that, or that's
I'm
what you had?
digging. I didn't include it because it was
It's
the
fine.
UK. So I'm going. I found it. Okay, and it says Woolworths. There's
Yes.
two different ones. There's a red one and a green one in the
Okay.
UK. I
Woolworth.
just sent you the green one. Now I gotta go and find the red one, which I just had.
That's
That's
fine.
the problem. Once I choose one image, it leaves, and I got to go back up. That's why, guys, if I'm quiet, it's because I'm like trying to send images one at a time to Brian. It's really a pain.
Well, clearly, let's talk about the image you just sent. Clearly, Woolworths is having an S here, but
That's the UK,
okay. So
and this is also the UK that I'm sending you now.
all right. So in the UK,
Just for note, though, it was never green in the UK.
Yeah, I got a red
when it
one
shut
coming
down,
too.
it was still red. So that's weird. What I'm looking at there.
Yeah, well, that might not be the UK. That may be like Germany or something. I'm just saying that's not the US. That could be Canada. I'm not
a couple
sure.
of those other
That
ones you
weird-
showed before. A couple of those were UK.
that weird blur is driving me nuts too.
Yeah, I just sent you the UK one that Scott would remember with an S.
Should be a red sign with white writing.
Correct.
Yeah, that's.
With
Waiting
an
for
S.
the image. Waiting for the image.
I sent it to you.
Okay, there it comes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. That's what I remember. The one with the red with the white writing.
See, now I've only ever seen the blue, the light blue.
The W actually is different there as well. The middle didn't rise up to the top like that.
No,
that
it didn't.
was bizarre.
No, the W didn't come up that high. It was down here.
But now it's always been Woolworth. Even when they dropped the FW, like I remember it being FW Woolworth because that was the guy's name.
Right.
But then they dropped the FW and it was just Woolworths because it was his store, and now it's always been Woolworth, no S.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. How is it possible we're seeing the image with the S now? If it was always Woolworth.
I have no idea, but that's what history says.
When I
Touch it.
first looked for the residual of that, back when I did my video on Woolworths, I did find images of both, which was confusing because there was only ever one way of doing it, and they're all done by a standard, like contracts. You know, they get the signs made at the same place and send them out to the franchise stores. So how they could have some with the S and some without it is bizarre. That W, by the way, looks like the W from the old Volkswagen sign.
That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah. That finished level at the top, it doesn't now. It extends. The legs extend really far up, but that is the proper W from the old Volkswagen logo. So Woolworths have nicked that off them now.
But I can remember when the Volkswagen was merged with the V and the W, and there was no break in between.
Yeah,
and I was like,
the W was level at the top.
Yeah, and I was thinking to myself, how like I didn't even know it was a VW until the break happened. When there was a break between the V and the W, I was like, what is this? An X? Some kind of weird flipped over Nazi symbol, or I don't know.
Well, you could make a V going all the way down. That was the thing with it, wasn't it? It didn't have that gap in it. It went all the way down. Volkswagen badges were something that it became a craze here in the UK to steal them and wear them around your neck, and people were ripping them off the front of cars. And
what?
Yeah, it was quite. A lot of people used to rig the car battery up to it so you got an electric shock if you grabbed it. But see, the like the W going right up now, they were level with the top of the W, just like it is in that Woolworths logo.
Wow.
That is so crazy.
Wow.
The V looks so puny in that now.
It does. It does. So Any more? Besides, okay, so Woolworths. We said the Woolworths used to be Woolworths, and now it's Woolworth. Okay, so that's the ME. So what's the next one, Sandy? Keep us on track. What's the next one?
I want to ask the chat. Will Wheaton. How do you spell Will?
Oh, yeah, my residue.
Yeah, I'm sending it to Brian now.
Tons of it. I was up this morning like 2:30 or 3 o'clock getting this residue. I don't know. It's early.
Guys in the chat, how do you spell Will? Will Wheaton. He was on Star Trek: The Next Generation, Big Bang Theory. The chat is dead. No one's in
the Big
chat.
Bang, guys.
Yeah,
the Big Bang too. Don't forget him on the Big Bang.
Guys, make sure the broadcast is still playing because, like I said, it's
It is.
scrambled.
Oh, Brian, I'm watching it the whole time.
Okay, good. Yeah,
yeah.
keep me updated.
I wish I could hit play on that, but it won't let me play it because then everybody will hear it in the background.
Yeah, no, I
haven't been able to figure out how to mute it on my phone.
I'm not watching it on my phone. I'm watching it on my iPad in front of me.
It's still playing, guys.
Okay, good. Mandela Affected says robbing the VW badges was brought on by the Beastie Boys. That is true.
Oh.
I remember the Beastie Boys. There was residue from the Beastie Boys' emblem, but now that's gone. Their emblem changed.
Are you serious?
Yes, there was residue.
So I wouldn't be able to find residue for the VWs around their neck? You don't think?
No, not around their neck, no. PG
I was going to try.
PG2424 says Will with 2 L's.
Will Wheaton.
But Chris McDonald says Will with 1 L.
One
Anybody
L,
else?
yeah.
We need more votes for Will Wheaton with 1 L or 2 L's, whichever one.
I don't know Will Wheaton.
Jacob Obscene says 1 L.
But I've never seen Will spelt with 1 L in my life. That looks bizarre in the chat there.
It really does.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like a name without 2 L's.
Nah.
It's lacking.
Amy says 1 L. Let's see if we can get one more, maybe some more 2 L's. Mark Warner says 2 L's. I can remember watching the Big Bang Theory episode where Sheldon was at the bowling alley. Hang on, you remember where Sheldon Cooper was at the bowling alley, and you remember he was bowling against Will Wheaton?
Yes.
I remember in the credits it showed Will Wheaton with 2 L's. How about that?
I always thought it was Will, but
yeah,
that's a standard way to spell it. So.
Teresa, I'm sending you a text message. This is an important thing ASAP. Go to your text messages.
I love people.
Okay, what's going on with Anna Applehead?
She was being kind of trollish. Is that the right word? Trollish.
Okay.
Scrappy put her in a timeout.
Right. Remember?
I don't know. There was something going on, but Scrappy took care of it, and that's why, if you noticed, I said thank you, Scrappy.
Right. First time offense is a timeout. Everybody was.
Yeah, you should talk about the warnings, Brian, while you're on air.
It's pretty much a standard de facto standard, I should say, with somebody, says something offensive or something in the chat. Just if you guys have a wrench, just try to time them out. Don't.
Yeah, you with the wrenches out there, please keep an eye out for any problems or anything that may occur, like just happened a few minutes ago. Right, Brian?
And let me just say something. Basically, we are here to talk about the Mandela effect. We leave politics out of it. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, because politics and religion. Well,
yeah, because politics is so divisive right now. But and Anna's comments were more political.
Right.
Let's put
I'm giving everybody a fair shake. If Anna Applehead changes her attitude or whatever, we'll let her stay in, okay? If not, remove, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. The first time warning, just try to keep everything cool in the chat.
We understand, Scrappy. No
Thanks,
problem.
Scrappy.
That was good.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm on that now, okay? Will you send me?
Thank you.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, so Brian, we're going to skip the next one for a minute. And actually, and also...
Is it SCAN?
Yeah, actually, we're just gonna have Brian go to Google to show this one while you're looking.
Okay.
Can you look up Seann William Scott and
I'm on it now, Sandy.
And if anyone knows who Seann William Scott is, the actor, tell me how you would spell Sean in the chat.
Let me get it for you.
Yeah, how do you spell Seann William Scott? Does anybody know?
Specifically, Seann.
Yeah, Seann, the first
That's
name.
what I can find here.
Does anybody remember his name having two N's?
Oh, he's kind of cute. I know that.
Chris McDonald said Seann with one N.
You guys all might know him
Is the
as
one N?
No,
yeah, we're looking for one N for residue.
One N, not two N's? Okay, thank you.
Two
Sorry.
N's is his name now. PG2424
I
says
know.
one N.
Yeah.
Chris McDonald says one N.
One N for me as well, I've got to say. Stifler.
I found it. I found one.
Stifler.
Sandy, I found it.
Send it. Just text it to.
I'm thinking of
text it right
everything
to
in
Brian.
Seann with
Teresa.
2 N's.
Text it to him. Okay.
Yeah, text it right to
In
Brian.
the PM. Got it. Here's the first one.
No, text message, Teresa. Text message.
Text messaging. Okay.
Yeah, your phone. Your phone.
Got it. Okay. I'll do that
I
fast.
know that the name
Jacob
Seann,
OC
when I
says
grew
one
up,
N.
when I grew up, Seann was always spelled SHAWN, and then when I gotten like around 20, I noticed people started spelling it SEAN. I knew it was Seann. He's like, well, that's how you always spell it.
It's the Irish spelling,
well,
Esther.
I was like, this is an interesting spelling, so.
No, it's always
that's
been
the way
both
they
for
always
me. The SEAN is
Yeah.
the Irish spelling, and the SHWN is the English spelling.
That's right. You're right. The English and Hebrew is John. So it's almost like John. It's an Irish variant of the name John.
How's that a variant of John? That's ridiculous.
Whoa, why is that two N's?
I just sent it to Brian, the first text. Okay, Brian?
Okay.
The first one. I'll look for more, but you should be getting it now in your
I
text.
never knew this name is an actual name.
Why is two N's a real name there?
No, that's not. That doesn't make sense. It was always SEAN.
It's
Do you
an
see it,
Irish
Brian?
variant of Seann with one N? No.
What about in the UK? Because it says Irish and English. Scott, can you give us some answers?
There's another one. I just found another one.
In the UK, we have SHAWN, SHAUN. I've seen SEAN, but I don't think that's much used in the UK. I've never seen it with two N's.
I've never seen it with two N's either. We have the same spellings here.
Sandy, I'm sending number 2 to him.
Brian,
Okay.
he's sending you residue of Seann William Scott with one N.
Okay.
In your text.
Yeah, I've never seen it with 2 N's.
I'm finding it with one N.
And everybody in the chat is saying not two N's. No, not two N's.
There we go.
Yeah, and I covered this a
Like
while
Sean
back.
Connery?
This was almost about a year and a half ago, I think. I noticed that it was in the. I was watching American Pie. It came on TV, and I remember seeing it in the credits. I was like, SEAN, what the heck? No.
You still popping up, Brian?
Yeah,
I'm sending you the second one.
I see one of them there. I'm sharing one of them, Teresa.
And then I message you again.
Here comes another one.
Are you guys seeing that?
Here comes number 2. There you go. Number 2. I just sent it.
Okay.
I'm going to keep looking for more. So far, I've sent you 2 of them. You should be getting the second one.
Teresa, no, I need you to go to the next one. That's good for now.
Are we done with that one? Okay.
Yeah, I need you to go to the next one, which I just texted you.
All right, let me look here. You just got me going on this one.
Well, here's a Getty Images with Seann William Scott, SEAN.
Yep. Teresa did a good job finding them short notice.
It was just 2. Okay, what's this one? Oh, that one. Okay.
You gotta love it when when he would go to apply for credit or something like that, and they check on his previous names. They gotta probably be messed up. SEAN. Which one do you go by?
Yeah.
Man. All right.
The next one, Teresa's in the process of finding residue. Again, question for the chat. Laurence Olivier, how do you spell Laurence?
That's a tough one. Laurence Olivier. It's a French name. It looks like Olivier.
Yeah, it's the first name I'm concerned about. Lawrence. How do you spell Lawrence?
I'm looking.
And while the chat's answering how to spell Lawrence, Scott remembers you. Esther, what do you remember?
Oh, sorry. I was looking up names. Which one was that again? Sorry.
Laurence Olivier.
I remember LAW.
That one I don't really
Angela
know. I
Hawk?
don't really. I only know him by his face, really. I don't really know like how to spell his name.
I have a friend called Laurence whose name is spelt with a W, but I know Laurence Olivier is with a U.
You sure?
Lord, I've always
Well,
spelled it with
most
a
of the
W,
chat
but
is
that
saying
was like
you.
a last name.
No.
Most of the chat saying you. Angela Hawk remembers W.
Huh.
I've seen him spelled both ways, so I guess it depends on the preference.
I'm
and
finding
whether
a
it's
lot of
first or
U's,
last name.
guys.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I'm
W's are
saying.
usually like your last name, Lawrence. Like Joey Lawrence would be with a W.
This
Right.
is hard
But I think with
residue
the
to
first name,
find.
it usually be
Yeah, I think it was you, but
I'm trying.
I think
I
that's
have
how
to
you
do
people
it.
that
which
remember
between it's a
W.
last name or a first name is whether it has
Yeah.
a W or a U. I think that's
I'm
usually
not
how they
seeing no
kind of
W, and I'm
distinguish
scrolling
them.
really fast.
I happen to know a guy with a wooden leg named Smith.
What?
I happen to know a guy with a wooden leg named Smith.
Okay.
We're talking about
Sorry.
names.
No,
I'm
no.
just looking up spelling of names.
I know. It's a Mary Poppins reference.
I don't see anything, guys. I don't see any residue for this one, so this one might be a possible one. All right.
Or yeah, it
I'm not
probably.
seeing no residue, and usually I'm fast finding it, and I'm like scrolling my little fingers. Yeah.
When I think
We
of
should just
Lawrence,
skip to the next one.
I think of Lawrence of Arabia, and I think of Lawrence from The Matrix. What was his name? Lawrence. Help me out here. The Matrix guy. Cowboy Curtis.
The
Lawrence
Matrix guy?
Oh,
Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, yeah.
yes.
And they say his name changed as well.
Wow.
I don't know him.
There's a Lawrence with a W, and then there's the Lawrence Walker, who's a ski board or a snowboarder. Seen different ones. Depends on how you spell it.
Okay, Sandy, you sending me some pictures?
Yep, because we're going on to the next one.
Let's do it.
Another Ask
We got a lot to
Chat.
go through.
That's right.
Mike Meyers
Oof.
from SNL fame, from Wayne's
Oh, I
World.
see
How do you
for that
spell
one.
Myers? Ask in the chat how you spell Myers. Mike Myers.
Isn't he from the Goldfinger, the movies? What do you call it?
It was the spoof Bond
Gold
movies.
member.
Austin Powers. Yes,
Austin
Austin
Powers.
Powers.
Yes.
Yes.
Or Shrek.
How do you remember it, Scott,
Which I know there was a
being
TV
spelled Mike Myers?
Myers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me
Scrappy-Doo
too.
says Myers.
Myers for me too.
MY.
Ooh, but I found residue for the other way.
Yeah, Amy Ferguson, Angela Hawk, remember Neyes.
So do I.
ERS.
And I did send you residue this morning, Sandy.
Yeah, I'm
With
sending
Meyers.
it to him. It's just
Quite a few too.
This is my phone keeps crashing because I'm sending too many pictures at once.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember Myers because it was different from Oscar Mayer. It was
strange.
that's how I remembered Oscar Mayer. Meyer.
He'll probably be called Oscar soon, the way things are going.
Yeah, you're right. It might just be called Oscar.
Oh, yes.
All right, so
MY sounds more familiar, but I haven't really spelled his
Okay,
name.
so let's look at his name, how it's spelled now. Mike Myers.
Did you send it to him, Sandy?
I sent him 2 images. I have.
Oh,
I'm working on the next one, which you're going to be excited about talking.
Okay, thank you.
My favorite part of Austin Powers is probably what's his name? Starts with a B. I can't say it on the air. But
yeah. It ends with a D.
Yes.
You say his first name, Fat.
Fat Bah.
I think we used to call him like Bumpster. That we used to get away with it.
There you go.
Because my dad didn't like that
I
word.
think everybody knows.
I
think everybody knows.
Oh man, he'll always be Austin Powers.
Yeah, we loved him.
Mike Myers. Oh, and how about
It was one of the funniest, but one of the grossest when after he does that whole jumps over the what do you call it, that water thing, and then his strap breaks, and he gets unloose finally, and he stands up, and then he goes to this whole rant and explains how his gas, what it smells like.
That was disgusting, Esther.
It was one of those. It was super disgusting, but it was also extremely funny. It was like it was kind of repulsive but funny at the same time.
Yeah, he's
Thank God I wasn't eating it at the moment when I watched it.
No, but
wait, before we go any further, I just want to point out that was Hazel Fiver found that one.
Okay, and he's like, I left you a rosebud. Remember that part?
Yes. Yes.
Well, can I ask something, Scott, real quick? Scott, since we're on the subject of Wayne's World and Mike Myers, there is a scene in the movie Wayne's World where the Wayne guy, he goes up to a car and says, "Pardon me," something about Grey Poupon. Do you remember that one? What it was and what it is now?
No, it's not ringing any bells.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Do you remember? Do you have any Grey Poupon, or would you have any Grey Poupon? Which one do you remember, Scott?
I wouldn't know what that is, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, so it's an American.
It's an American commercial, Brian.
Yeah, but I could. It's an American commercial, but it has a British accent, so I thought it was originated in UK. My bad.
Oops. Oops.
I think because we wanted to sound more posh.
It might have been filmed here. We get a few adverts here with American accents in them. Like they're made in America, but just shown here, not in America kind of thing. So, although they do normally dub over them, and it's a real terrible dub normally.
I know in somebody's video they did that about Wayne's World with the Grey Poupon. I don't remember who it was though. It was one of the YouTubers.
I'm sorry, there's a question in the chat that I'm curious about. Brian,
yeah.
Bill Gray asks, what was up with you caressing that carton of wet ones? What is that about?
I wasn't caressing him. I was tracing the logo.
Oh yeah, the wet ones.
Yeah, I was tracing. I traced the logos because there's a chance we may catch an Emmy in the red. We may. I've caught 3 Emmys handed.
You got to get ready for your.
You really like that bag.
That's why I traced the logos. I'm sorry, not caressing.
That's why I was like, what is that comment? I'm sorry. I had to ask that because I was just crazy in the chat and I didn't want to lose it.
What's the next one?
The next one, Teresa's going to be talking about. She found a second effect within an effect. So we know that Sally's Beauty Supply changed to Sally Beauty Supply, but Teresa found a new change. So go ahead, Teresa.
I'm freaking out. So yesterday, on the way to my doctor's appointment, I was walking through the shopping center near Walmart, and I happened to look up at where I bought my hair color, which I remember Sally's Beauty Supply, which is now Sally Beauty Supply. And I did a double take, and I looked at the store, and I went, oh, no, not again. So now, instead of it saying Sally Beauty Supply, which we know it was Sally's originally, now it just says, you ready, guys? And I took a picture of it, and I went inside and asked. Now it just says Sally Beauty. The whole sign changed.
But wait, here's the kicker. It is a company change. It is. But the thing is, they changed it to Sally Beauty in January 2014.
Exactly. And I walked in there and I asked the lady, I said, wait a minute, you guys know I come in here all the time and buy my hair color because I dye my hair red like every 4 weeks. And I walked in there and I said, hey, you got a brand new sign out here. And she goes, no, we don't. I said, yeah, now it says Sally Beauty. I said, I was just in here a week ago getting my hair color. And it said Sally Beauty Supply, even though I know it's Sally's. And she goes, oh, no, that sign's been up here a long time. I said, it looks brand new. And she goes, no. She goes, it's been up here. And I'm like, no. You guys were called Sally's Beauty Supply, and then you were Sally Beauty Supply, and now it just says Sally Beauty. And it's freaking me out. And I still have my post to prove it. Did you... Sandy, did you show him the post that I did?
I sent images to Brian.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just at the store like a week ago buying my hair color because, like I said, I walk by it all the time, especially on the weekend when I go to Walmart to get my groceries. I can literally look at the sign in the parking lot, and there's no way that sign's been there. And now it says Sally Beauty. It's freaking me out, guys. My card that I have that I get discounts with, it's like a reward card that you go in there and you get to save like a few dollars on items. It's actually changed too. And my bag changed.
All right, can you send that stuff to Sandy? That way
She's got it. Yeah, Sandy, you have it?
Brian, I already sent it all to you.
That's fine. That way we got one pipeline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now it says Sally Beauty. And I took a picture of the store yesterday, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, no way. I mean, I got like goosebumps. And I was like on the way to the doctor's. Like I said, I was on my way there.
No, it would have been SallyBeautySupply.com. So that you're telling me that's a legit change since 2014?
Since January 2014, yes.
And you remember me telling you, Brian, that I go to Sally's Beauty Supply all the time?
Yep.
And now it changed yesterday. The whole sign just did a 360 on me, and I'm like, oh no, and I'm freaked out about it, like really bad.
The thing is, it was Sally's Beauty Supply, and now it's Sally Beauty Supply. Well, it was Sally Beauty Supply after the change, and then we have a new change with it. Now it's Sally.
This is a brand new change. I just discovered it. I haven't even posted in the group yet, which I'm going to do later after the show. This is crazy.
Okay,
we had to shift, guys. Like seriously, this fast.
Okay, so we got to go on to the next one. That's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm freaked out from this one.
It's fine. I'm freaked out as well with that because I remember Sally's Beauty Supply.
Yeah, now it just says Sally Beauty.
My mom used to go there all the time. I've told this story before. My mom was into cosmetology, and she used to go there to buy like hair dryers and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
I remember waiting out in the car because I didn't want to be seen in there. And
what up, Brian? Didn't you want to buy some hair dye?
No, I go to Walmart for that. But yeah, I remember.
Could have got a discount.
Yeah. All right. So what's the next one, Sandy?
Now Esther's up. We're going to be talking about
no preliminal. I don't dye my hair blue. I dye it red.
The $50 bill.
Oh, the $50 bill.
I sent you some residue and a half. Like there's a picture of Ulysses S. Grant in color.
All right. So before we talk about this one, let's see what the chat remembers. Do you guys ever remember on the $50 bill Ulysses S. Grant, which ironically his name spells U.S. Grant, as in college grants and stuff like that. Ulysses S. Grant, his cheek. Do you remember anything on his cheek, like a beauty mark or anything like that weird? Anybody? Because this one actually, Esther found this one. That was a great find, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah,
I'm waiting to see if anyone remembers the $50 bill having a beauty mark on Ulysses S. Grant. And it's not just like a misprint. It actually has a beauty mark now, which kind of resembles it. Sandy, we talked about this the other day. It's almost like Marilyn Monroe, sort of now.
Yeah. Well, I know it was one of those like Abraham Lincoln. He's got one on his cheek. George Washington now, which I don't know if you guys have noticed the dollar bill that he has the wart above his eyelid now, like he does on Mount Rushmore. Which totally freaked me out because I'm like, okay, there's a wart now on.
I saw that image in the Facebook group. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, like you want me to go ahead and go into the story now, Brian?
Yeah. Go ahead. That's fine.
Well, I was at work because we deal with a lot of 50s and 100s. I work at a gas station, and surprisingly, we have a lot of repeat customers that come in, and we have to constantly drop them. And because we have to make sure that they're real, because I mean that's a lot of money, we have the corrector pens, and I'm always marking on their face. And I've gotten into, because I get kind of bored at work, I like to draw all over their face with a corrector pen, and I'm always holding them up, looking at them, constantly looking at them. And I was in the middle of my shift, and I noticed all of a sudden, out of the blue, that Grant had a wart on his cheek, and I literally for it, and I started drawing on it, and I was like stopped what I was doing, and I froze, and I'm like, where did this wart come from? And that's when I'm like, I gotta tell Brian, I gotta tell Sandy, I gotta tell you guys about this because it really freaked me out that all of a sudden out of the blue he now has a wart on his cheek. And like so I see several of these a day. I think the least amount I'll see in a day is 2. I can see all the way up to 15 or 20 of these in a day. And I work about 5 to 6 days a week, so I do see these all the time. And like I said, I'm constantly looking at them. And I don't just look at them, oh, it's a 50 and then move on. We have to look at them. And like I said, it freaked me out.
Yeah, we're all freaking out today. We're just having a freaking out party.
Well, I've been looking at them more because I do look at Mount Rushmore a lot, and we notice all the details of that. And then to see Abraham Lincoln get the wart on his face, and I'm like, I don't remember that being there. And then George Washington get one, and I'm like, now Grant has one. I'm like, so who's next? So,
well, just to prove, guys, that this isn't like a misprint on the bill or anything. You can see the actual photograph of Ulysses S. Grant. He has this beauty mark or mole right here now. It's just magically appeared out of nowhere. Really bizarre, guys.
It's bizarre to me that there's a color photo of him too.
Yeah, well, there's methods to make the photographs in color.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it was colorized to me. It looks like an actual color photograph.
It looks like a picture from the 1960s or something, 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like, that's why I zoomed in. It doesn't look like it was colorized. Usually you can see the colorization on top of the black and white.
Yeah, it's quite obvious when they've colorized it, isn't it? But I mean, photography was invented much earlier now. Videos. I was looking at some footage from World War One, and full color HD. You can see the details in the bricks in the walls that are like, meters behind or yards behind the people that they're taking the picture of, and you can see the details of the bricks, the mortar, all photography and video, all started much earlier now. There's stuff from the start of the 1800s, photography-wise. Ridiculous.
I know. We talk about technology before its time, or tech before its time.
Worse.
One of the big things is like the fax machine was invented in 1843.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I just had a question about, do you guys remember the guy that, I can't remember his name, who's on the dime?
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower?
Yes. Do you remember him smiling? Like it's a clear smile. Like he's smiling all the time.
No, I don't remember him smiling.
No, he was serious on the there.
Yeah, he smiles on all the new dimes that I have in my drawer.
No way.
Every day that I see.
That might be a new effect, Esther.
So I noticed that a couple of days ago. I really was studying every dime that came in. I'm looking at every single dime.
You have a lot of free time on your hands.
Well, we have to count our drawer we count them twice a day. And then, so I'm constantly looking at money. I'm constantly looking at,
wow.
And because of all these new effects, I've decided to pay more attention to every single, dime, nickel, every quarter. I've
Penny too?
I'm sitting there.
Wait.
What's that?
This guy looks like Anthony Hopkins. That's not.
What?
So he's clearly smiling.
It looks like Anthony Hopkins.
He was not smiling. I remember that, guys.
Smiling.
Hello, Clarice.
I always remember him looking kind of serious and just kind of more like he looks like he kind of had like a slight smirk, but it kind of like the Mona Lisa where you could almost tell she's smiling, but she wasn't. That's the way I remember it. And then I remember picking up a dime, and I was really studying. I was like, why is he smiling? It's like,
you think there's any residue out there for that?
Maybe he's happy.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember him smiling. So much detail on the face. I know that the newer ones can have more detail because we don't have a lot of old dimes that come in. So I was like, maybe this is just a new dime.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm looking at the dimes now. You're right. He wasn't smiling. He was serious.
Brian, you were going way too far ahead in the resume.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were sending me some old stuff to go along with this.
No, I'm just sending you.
Oh my God,
so
Esther,
long.
great find. You're right. He was not smiling.
Yeah, like I said, I really paying way more close attention to all the money.
I've got to find residue for that one.
I have to ask you.
I'm looking at the hundreds more. I'm looking at everything more. So
wow,
like,
that's an awesome. You need to go post that in the group, okay, Esther, please?
Esther?
Yeah, I can do that after we get off because it's hard.
Okay, yes, please. Please post that. That's a huge one.
Esther, tell me something. Tell me something. So you remember Eisenhower as well on the dime?
I think that's who it was. I never really paid much attention up until just more recently.
I know.
It looks close to what he looks like, but he looks like he has more detail in his face. Because I would just remember it kind of be more of a blanker face.
Yeah, I have a dime right here.
Just kind of have a more general face. I didn't really know who it was because it was so generalized looking.
Well, it's I'm freaked out. I mean, I was freaked out last year or the year before, whenever this came out, but it's always been Roosevelt.
Yeah, I always thought it was Roosevelt, but now it's. I just like they said, it was just kind of a blank face. I couldn't tell who it was, and now recently it's like the dime has become extremely detailed. Like even the pennies, I've noticed Abraham Lincoln looks even more detailed, but
yep.
Like I said, I haven't sat down and looked at all the years of the dates to see just if has the mint gotten better with their their what do you call it?
I'm gonna see if I can find a drawing of it.
The correct name. I know the name, but when they dyes their dyes and things, I don't know if they've just gotten more detailed. So that's I'm going to work tomorrow, so I'm going to start pulling out all my dimes and looking at all the years and the pennies. So I'm very curious about all of the details.
Same here.
I love all the details. Things, so
the $50 bill thing with the beauty mark blows me away. I mean, that should wake everybody up. Come on.
Yes, I did not notice it before. I remember him always having a clear face, and then my marker literally went dab right onto the beauty mark, and that's where I started. So it was almost like my eye was just like immediately drawn to that spot.
Sorry about that. For whatever reason, I got kicked out of my own chat, and there's two of me. What the heck?
Again. You don't need that happening again.
The other one will go away.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I always thought it was Roosevelt on the dime, and now it's Eisenhower. And I said he does look different.
So Sandy, next? What do we got next to talk? What's the next Emmy?
Okay, the next one. This one, Scott Harrison may be able to give us some input. So one of my followers on Twitter, I don't know if they're here. I haven't been paying attention to the chat because I've been sending images. But there's a brand of, I guess, sauces that MonkeyLikesTea uses in the UK, which is Lloyd Grossman. Are you familiar with that, Scott?
Yeah, he's a horrible person.
But still, he remembers Lloyd with 2 L's, and it's Lloyd with 1 L. And I sent the residue to you, Brian.
Lloyd, always spelt with 2 L's. Every version. There's no sort of. I've never seen a version of Lloyd with 1 L.
Well, then you're about to be surprised, Scott. So,
wow.
Here we go.
I found
ahead,
tons
Brian.
of residue.
Yeah, Theresa found a ton of residue for you.
I spent 2:30 in the morning getting all that residue, guys. Again.
Yeah, so MonkeyLikesTea is going to enjoy this when they finally see it.
Oh, there you go.
You gonna hit us with the residue I found?
Yes, I'm presenting it now.
Thank you.
Lloyd
I found residue for the dime.
Yeah, Loyd Grossman.
And he's not smiling.
All right, can you send it to Sandy, please?
He's not smiling.
No. Teresa, just text message it to Brian because I'm in the middle of looking for images. I can't.
Okay.
He's not smiling either.
All right, Teresa, text message it to Brian.
All right, he's gonna flip.
Loyd Grossman on this packet. Somebody writes Lloyd Grossman packet with 2 L's.
Did you send him the one with the magazine article too, Sandy?
I sent him a ton of stuff. Yeah, I sent it. Yes.
No, but the magazine article is the best one.
Yeah, that's part of the list. Yeah, hold on.
Lloyd Grossman's food blogger challenge.
I found a bunch of those for you, Brian, for Sandy to send to you.
Lloyd with 2 L's.
I've got to say, Grossman doesn't look right either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So weird. I keep seeing
He
Lloyd
just
spelled
mentioned
with
the
two
Lloyd to
L's.
me. We're not familiar with this brand,
I'm
but
not either.
but that because it's not in the U.S. But the thing is, Monkey Likes Tea is the one who found it, and he just mentioned the Lloyd thing. So what's changed with Grossman for you, Scott?
I'm sure it was Grose Grossman.
Oh,
I'm not 100%. It just didn't look right when it came up then, though. It really didn't look right. Grossman. That'd be Grossman, that.
that's interesting. I can ask Monkey Likes Tea on Twitter. I don't see them here. Otherwise, I'd ask them here.
I wouldn't.
Did he show the magazine part one? Or are you still going through them, Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go all the way down to the magazine one. Okay.
Wait till the magazine one's going to really shock you. There's a magazine one and it's spelled with the two L's. That was the best one out of all of them, I would say.
And this is an interview with Lloyd Grossman, and it looks like they didn't spot check it good enough. Because right here it switches. It actually switches from two L's down to one L.
Both ways there, aren't they?
Yep. There's something else coming through. What's this one, Sandy?
Oh, that's the next. There's more stuff. There's more effects after this stuff.
Okay, so what's the next one we got to talk about?
Now there's well, we all know that Smokey the Bear is now Smokey Bear, and I guess the AI, Google, whatever. Now there's a reason why we remember Smokey the Bear, but it's always been Smokey Bear. And by the way, Smokey is spelled EY, just to give you a heads up on that.
Yeah, EY for Smokey.
We're going to talk about something after that. But as you can see, it says that he's a living bear, and he was named Smokey Bear. But the reason why we remember Smokey the Bear is to match the tempo of the song. They called it Smokey the Bear. But here's the thing: I never knew the song. I never knew him as Smokey the Bear. That's just an excuse that they're trying to fill in to make the Mandela effect fit. It's BS in my opinion. So I just wanted to point that out. But Brian, you skipped the other stuff.
Yeah. Hold on.
We were supposed to lead into this from Rich Fasanik's Mandela effect.
Right. Smokey. Do you guys remember the Great Smoky Mountains being spelled like that, all funky without the E?
SMOKY or SMOKEY?
It was EY for me.
I don't know the place, but the word smoky always has an E in it. So
look at that image of the national park sign. It looks like the K and the Y were smushed together. It doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right.
That's crazy.
So, Jack, do you remember? I'm sorry.
By the way, this is in the Appalachian Mountains. It's in like North Carolina, I think Virginia, West Virginia area.
Yes.
Or actually, it's in Tennessee, isn't it?
Tennessee, yes, Tennessee.
That's
but
right.
it does span multiple states. Chris McDonald remembers Smokey with an E. Again, Rich Fasanik posted this in Teresa's group.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Great find, Rich.
I don't know if Rich found it or if he just shared it.
Smoky Mountain Lodge with an EY.
But if you go to Smoky Mountain Lodge now, it's just KY.
It's weird.
And the next image is the Burl Ives song on top of Old Smoky. At the top, it says Y. Underneath, it says EY.
Okay, is that the one?
You don't have those images yet?
No, not yet. Where is it? Down below the Smokey the Bear reason?
It should be above that. It should be between. It should be above the bed, between the national park and the bed. You didn't get some images?
No, I'm missing some, I guess.
All right, I'll send them to you again. Give me 1 second. I just saved them so I could send them at once. There you go.
I've never heard of this song anyway. Was it a Burl Ives song?
Yeah, on top of Old Smoky, all covered in cheese, something like that.
No.
And it had Smokey the Bear?
Children's. It's in children's. It's a lot of children's.
It was on top of Old Smoky, all covered in snow.
Okay, but they did. I remember all covered in cheese because it was a commercial of kids' songs, and they were showing spaghetti and pouring cheese on top. It must be an American thing.
Maybe.
That was from the 80s.
Okay,
It was about the old mills in England, the song.
Smoky Mountain Wedding and Party Barn, if you want to. What, that looks like something from Airbnb or something.
Yeah, so they're in the Smoky Mountains and they don't know how to spell it.
Okay, there's the Burl Ives on top of Old Smoky.
But underneath it says EY. If you look at the two
Wow.
titles.
No, that's messed up. Does it mention Smokey the Bear in that song?
No. I have links for you, which I'm going to send to you. Oh God, it's opening YouTube. I have links of Smokey the Bear if you want it. Oh great, now my apps are crashing. I just can't right now. It's because I'm sending.
It's all right.
It's using so much RAM to do all this at once. I think we are going to try Flickr.
Smokey the Bear song with lyrics.
All right, I'm sending you links, Brian, of residue of Smokey the Bear for you. New residue.
Smokey the Bear turned 70. Nice.
Here, look at the links I texted you.
I'm looking. Only you can prevent forest fires. Or is it wildfires? I can't remember.
The Smokey the Bear turned 70 is ABC News, by the way.
Ooh, don't fall off the bed.
Hey, was it only you could prevent forest fires or only you could prevent wildfires? Which one was it?
Forest fires. See, it's like triple residue there. That's why I said it to you.
I know they changed the slogan a little bit.
Trying to see if I could find my old picture with Smokey the Bear residue on it. I just can't seem to find it.
You know what else we'd see a lot of commercials about? That dog, Scruff McGruff. I used to see a lot of those when I was little.
Yeah.
Now, the next two things, Brian, I don't have residue of. I sent you a link.
That's the Reality Residue Hunter Facebook group.
Yeah, I sent you a link to the group. Adam Gardner found a change in Forrest Gump. I don't know if he found it or if he just posted it. So if someone else found it, I'm really sorry. I don't know who found it.
Get on my shoulder, Judy.
The Forrest Gump changes, and I remember it this way too. Sorry I ruined your Black Panther party. He now says, sorry I had a fight at your Black Panther party.
Oh, that is bizarre.
The link's not working?
No, it's working now. I see it. Can you guys see that? So Adam Gardner, sorry I ruined your Black Panther party. I don't remember that in the movie. Do you?
No.
I've only seen the movie once.
I do remember. I do remember. Sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party, but it's changed.
No, but I know.
Sorry,
but
I had a fight at your Black Panther party, and I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember this part at all in the movie. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's been a while.
I don't.
I remember him walking in the middle of the Black Panther party. It wasn't a party. It was just a meeting of the Black Panthers.
But I don't even remember that. That's the thing.
Oh, I do. He walked in and they were like, who's this guy? Like, he was awkward and he wasn't invited.
Sorry I ruined your Black Panther party. And there's 8 pieces of residue here.
I think I'm going to have to watch this movie again because
oh gosh,
there's so many changes. I can't really comment.
I said, I don't remember this part even in the movie at all.
See, and I do.
Does anybody in the chat help me out here? Because I'm having memory issues with this.
I don't remember that.
Mandela Reality says it was in the movie. He walked innocently into the meeting of the Black Panthers and apologized. And that's what I remember too, Mandela Reality.
No, I don't have to.
I don't remember that. I'm telling you. This is really bothering me now. Okay, let's not forget there's a little kid in the bench team now. Let's talk about that.
That's what I was going to tell you. I don't have residue
Staveley,
for
thank
it.
you.
I would just show a clip of E-Man's video. E-Man 31, guys, on a bench, the bench in Forrest Gump, which is shown several times as he's telling the story. Do you remember a woman carrying a baby girl, an infant, or do you remember a woman with a toddler boy about 3 or 4 years old?
Yes,
There was a woman with a pram. She had a baby in a pram.
With a baby. That's what I remember too.
Yeah.
It's not a baby no more.
The chat, what do you remember? Do you remember a baby or do you remember a toddler boy?
The baby grew up fast.
Real fast. No one in the chat remembers? Oh, I remember the baby, Chris McDonald says.
Okay, yeah, I remember the baby too. And so Ruin the Black Panther Party is what a lot of people are saying they remember now. So let's go with that one. I'm going to have to rewatch this again.
I kind of think of it as a baby because I know I used to watch VeggieTales, and they did sort of like a parody of that thing, and they had a baby in that one.
Really?
And that's, I think, where I'm connecting a baby because they did a parody of it.
It was in a white pram, and it was one of those old-fashioned prams with the really big wheels.
Yeah.
Yes, with the hood up.
Having like a...
Yeah.
Brian, can you look up VeggieTales Forrest Gump and see if anything comes up?
Okay.
I think it was Silk Top. What was that?
VeggieTales.
Yeah,
VeggieTales. Do VeggieTales + Forrest Gump. No spaces between the plus signs.
Because I've only I've seen the movie once, but I've seen that particular scene, like clips of it and things like that. But I wouldn't trust my say it's 100% for me. But I kind of remember something about a baby with well, we call them strollers. But I know what
wait till you see it now, Esther.
Yeah, I saw E-Man's video this morning because I was like, I'm trying to get caught up because since we were a little bit later than expected, I try to get caught up on all the videos as possible. I'm so far behind. Like, I want to watch Eva's videos. I'm just so far behind because I've been working 40 hours a week and then having my kids. So it's like I haven't, and I've had appointment after appointments. I'm like, I have so much stuff I have to get done that I'm so far behind in my regular life.
Wow.
So it's hard to catch any new MAs. That's where like focusing on money right now, and because I'm around money all the time, I can look at those. So that's where I was able to catch those. That's something I stare at 8-10 hours a day.
That's good. Hey, that's good. Yeah. At least you're focusing on something because we're not focusing on that. You know, that's
true.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the scene. I got it right here.
Oh, you can play a clip of it?
So.
Yeah, I see how much they'll allow me to play. Usually like 10 seconds. Okay, so if you watch this, there's the park bench scene. It's called, the episode is High Silk Hat, I think. Longs with Larry. And there's this baby here in the bottom. But what is it now? It's now a toddler?
It's a 3 or 4 year old toddler boy. About the size. See on the side there, you have Sesame Street, Elmo's World, Bugs. There's a picture with a little boy and Elmo on the right. He's about that age.
Wow.
Let's see. Forrest Gump clip. I know there was like an old lady, right? And there was another one with like another lady, and then so where's the boy? I'm trying to see that one.
Yeah, they keep going back and forth to the bench. I mean, if you go to E-Man 31's video, he's the one who found it.
Let's do that.
Yeah, it was an old white lady first, and then you had the younger black lady. And then there was a young white lady again, but with a stroller, to use the term.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so I hope E-Man doesn't mind if I play this a little bit. You guys hear it? I think he has
sound, but you don't need
it. I think he has it muted.
That's weird.
The sound isn't necessary. You just got to see that it's a blue blanket with a boy.
And a pink blanket the lady was holding. But at first I thought she may have been breastfeeding. You know, she...
What? No, that toddler was not there.
I know.
And not only was there not a toddler, when I was watching E-Man's video, I'm like, that lady looks like a different actress. It doesn't even look like the lady I remember.
No,
Yeah, different hairstyle, definitely.
Yeah, different hairstyle, right?
What?
And different clothes as well. I mean,
yeah, it's a different woman.
Yeah, totally different. That face, I don't recognize that face.
Yes.
That is not the same person. The one that did play the part was she had the big white stroller, and she was dressed in. Oh God, what does she have on? She had a white blouse on.
That's right.
Don't remember any.
She looked more like proper, like she could go to church or something. Like
yeah.
Wow, this is huge, guys.
My arm.
Yeah, and why would she have a toddler with a blanket like that? Why would she carry him like a baby in a blanket?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She didn't expect him to grow up so fast.
Exactly.
Hey guys, next time we see this movie again, I bet you he's going to be like a teenager in junior high or high school. We're going to see him with the basketball. She's still going to have she's going to have that blanket right next to her.
All right.
What's next?
Brian,
Yo, Mom, where's my cell phone?
The next one you're just pulling up. The next one you're just going to pull it up on the internet, and Theresa said that the Preparation H logo is merged.
Just got margins. Woo!
Okay, did we talk about the Neil Diamond yet, or is that coming up?
Oh, we skipped it. I sent you the resume.
Oh, my Neil Diamond one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, Neil Diamond. 'Cause we skipped that.
Oh my gosh.
A while back. The Neil Diamond was before Grant. So if you scroll up between Grant and the Sally, you should see Neil Diamond.
Okay, thank you for mentioning. And then we didn't talk about the airplanes, did we?
Yeah, it's okay. I only have 2 images. It's up to you.
We'll talk about that. Okay, so the jazz singer Neil Diamond, and this is like an old record, right? From like what year?
I don't know.
Okay.
60s, I'd have thought, with Neil Diamond.
Okay.
That one freaked me out. I accidentally found it. I was looking for residue, and I came across this Mandela effect. I'm like, oh, okay.
What is going on with this weird alien language with these carrot-shaped A's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a carrot, like the carrot symbol on a keyboard, which is on the number 6.
Yep.
I've been noticing that a lot, Brian, and a lot of logos. Independence Day also has it too. You know the movie Independence Day? I found that one a while back, remember?
Yeah.
And now Independence Day has the upside down A's. I think as time goes on, guys, I think more of the A's are going to switch over to this weird, I'm going to call it upside down V, but I'm seeing a lot of those. Yeah, it's going to get worse with those, just like the T's all took over.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about more of them later on in the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so Independence Day is another one of those.
Man, I have a hard time buying it now.
Yeah.
The weird A.
Airplanes have this weird hole in the wing now.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them.
Some of them have it now.
I didn't hear about this.
I sent you a diagram that doesn't even mention them.
The diagram never mentioned.
What is this, Sandy? I didn't hear about this one.
That's because I just found it. I've noticed some airplanes have this weird hole in the wing.
What?
That I've never seen before.
What's the purpose of the hole?
I don't know.
I don't know, but there's something on the wing. Something.
Thank you, Mr. Shatner.
The engine. Notice how the engines poke out a little further now.
That's
a lot further.
Also, with the engines, they're not round anymore. They're flat on the bottom. If you look at them,
he's right.
No way.
Really flat on the bottom.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Wow, good catch good observation on that.
That's a great observation.
Yes, thank you, Scott.
Very welcome.
That's a great observation.
Wow.
What is
that?
Brian, you're a robot.
What?
You're a robot.
Say
no,
I want to be a robot.
He's Johnny
I'm not a robot.
Johnny Five.
Five is live. Okay, so you're saying they're flat on the bottom?
Yeah, in that image you was just showing before, you could really. Well, that one's round there. So, they are. Go down again. Or put down there. I can't tell. some of them are actually still around there, I'm seeing, but the one you shot and that one there,
Which
white
one?
spirals inside aeroplanes. That, yeah, the bottom of that engine is flat.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Sandy. Help us keep on track. Where were we?
Okay, so you're going to go online and look up Preparation H. Theresa said it's merged.
Yes.
Okay.
See it?
Let's look at the Logopedia. It's not on Logopedia.
See what I'm talking about?
No, it is. Hold on. I don't know what's up with all these logos merging, but
I think it's some kind of they're trying to tell us something, like becoming one world order.
okay. So the R and the A is merged. Is that what it is?
Yes, and I noticed a lot of I don't know if Scott, I don't know if you pay attention to these, when you're doing your videos, but Brian and I, the last couple of years, we've noticed that like 90% of RAs are merged now, and I'm going to bring one up because nobody probably watches this soap opera, but every time I'm on my day off, I watch General Hospital, which is a soap opera that's been around since April 1st, 1963. And now the R and the A in General Hospital, any fans out there, next time you watch it, watch the beginning of it when they show the logo. The R and the A is now connected, and that's a huge one for me, and I'm a huge General Hospital fan.
Here's the other thing, too, guys. Help me out here. Do you remember there being a dash between the preparation and the H? Because I kind of... No?
No.
I have noticed it with the letter R, that it does merge with a lot of letters now. On products as well, like sweets, candy products and stuff like that. You see it on all of them now. See, it's bizarre. I mean...
Oh, hey, Brian, I just...
One of ours where the letter was changed again. And the D goes all the way up.
What?
To form the I in that.
Is that a new one? Dip dap?
Yeah, well, that itself is another effect because that was dib.
Hey, Sandy? Sandy.
Yeah.
I got a little pun for Preparation H, and I have to say it because I'm not going to... These RAs are a pain in the butt.
I just
especially for Preparation H. You get it?
Yeah.
You got that joke?
Yeah. But
piling those jokes in there.
That dip dab is crazy, though. I've seen stuff like that before, and it's not. I mean,
I'm tired of these RAs merging. It's like everywhere I go, I see them. They're like, "Yep, I'm going to merge."
Well, bringing us to the next one, you were talking about the A's with Independence Day. Brian, did you bring up Independence Day to show them?
Yeah, like the poster, the video, the DVD, everything's changed about it.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to skip one effect. I'm sending you residue. You should be getting it now. Since we were talking about the A's, we're going to skip one and go to Space Mountain.
Well, hold on.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Yeah, Space Mountain is the same thing with Independence Day. We just lost somebody. I think we lost Esther got bounced as well. It happened to me.
Oh.
I see Esther.
That was probably the old me that got bounced. Sorry.
We lost you, Brian.
Yeah, we got you. You're still here. So Independence Day, there's one here that has it kind of like how I remember, with the A, but now you have these weird triangle shaped A's without, that weird alien language. Okay. So what was the other one?
Okay, so I sent you residue for one we're skipping, and then Smoky Mountain. Space Mountain. Ugh. So much residue.
Too many mountains.
I sent you an old. I thought maybe it was a sign change. Like, first of all, the E going into the C, I don't remember.
Yeah.
That whole font is wrong. Everything's merged. The A is a triangle. I sent you an old image of the sign, and it's got the A's weird, too.
The old
wooden. Do you see it? The wooden one?
Which?
Scroll down more. It's newer than those. I sent it after those.
Okay, because I'm not seeing it just yet.
Okay. Well, that's the effect we skipped, so don't show that one yet. They should be coming. Here, I'll send them again. Don't scroll up, Brian. Don't scroll up.
Okay, I'm not.
All right, so you have the 2 green signs, right?
Yes, I have the 2 green ones. Can everybody see that?
Hold on, I'm going to send you the other 2 that I have again, okay? I'm just saving them so it's easy to get to. All right, I'm sending them now. It was the old sign for Space Mountain before they changed it, and there's still the triangle A's.
Wow.
And the P is open. I don't remember the P open like that. When they finally get to you.
The P's okay. The P's open.
Yeah.
And then the T are merged too.
And the E is open too.
Yeah. I don't remember the letters looking like this. I rode Space Mountain. No.
Me too, Brian. I lived in Orlando, Florida.
Let's see. Let's look at space because when I was there,
I remember going on it.
I went there in 1999.
There they are.
I remember puking on the ride too.
I went there in 1999. Those letters were not like that. Let's look.
No.
Space Mountain, 1999. Let's see if there's a photograph from 1999.
Did you find that one, Sandy, the Space Mountain one?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Great find.
Man, old Space Mountain.
Awesome find.
I used to go to Disney World. My parents were obsessed with Disney World. We went there so much that I didn't want to go that they bribed us by saying we can go to Key West for a weekend. That was the only way I would go.
You lived in Orlando? Wait, you lived in Florida too?
No, we lived in Jersey and we went to Disney World every year for 10 years.
I lived like 25 minutes away from it.
And I don't remember that. I went from like 1996 to like
Holy
2006.
No way.
Year.
No way it was like that. No way.
Here's a pin from Space Mountain dated 10/1/1999.
Wow.
Look at the logo. It's got that weird A.
No way.
It's got the weird A. It's got the E going into the C. It's got the but look, there's some residue, Brian. If you look at the actual sign, the N and the T is merged. It's not merged there.
It's not merged here.
Yeah, there's residue of it not being merged.
There you go. And the unique thing about Space Mountain is you go on this roller coaster ride. I'm sure everyone who's been on it knows it's in the dark, like so you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about having a fear of heights. Hey,
Brian, it scared the heck out of me, that ride.
This is Disneyland Paris.
I almost went on it, but I chickened out the last second.
There's
too many. If you have a heart disease or this or that, it freaked me out. I was kind of young when we went.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been to Disneyland.
Disneyland Paris is it's a sequel. It's a different ride.
Right, but this one has it the right way. You know that I remember.
Yeah, it's not merged at all. It's normal letters. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So anyone in agreement with that?
The chat's saying, look at the weird N2. Wow, Space Mountain. So yeah, people do remember it like us, not like it is now.
Right. Okay. So what's the next Emmy?
All right, we're gonna go back. The residue I sent you before this, guys. I want you to spell Crockett. Davy Crockett's last name. I'm actually having a dual memory on this because I found a ton of residue. Do you remember 2 T's or 1 T in Crockett?
I want to say 2 for me.
Yeah, Davy Crockett had 2 T's for me.
Well, he has 2 T's now, but I have a ton of residue of 1. Scott remembers 1. Thank you, Scott.
Well,
but I wouldn't bet my life on that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Rain on the Plains remembers 2. Rick Satterwright. Well, show them the residue.
Yeah, there's residue with 1 T right here. Davy Crockett Indian fight with 1 T, and then in the book it has 2 T's.
Yeah.
That's weird.
2 T's.
Davy album. If you have to zoom in on that album sticker.
Yeah, Davy Crockett hat with 1 T. Davy Crockett with 2 T's at the Alamo.
But underneath it says 1.
It's 1 T. Yeah. That's weird. All right. What's the next one?
Now the next one I don't have any residue for because I'm not sure about it. I have to ask Theresa because she found this and I don't know. I don't remember what it was about. Theresa, S&H Green Stamps. Go.
The S&H's, and my parents used to get those all the time, especially my mother. You could get them at Publix and different grocery stores in Florida. The S and the H is now merged, and I don't remember it ever being merged. You want to bring up S&H Green Stamps?
S&H Green Stamps.
Yeah. They were way back. They were back in the 80s, I believe, in the 90s. But I don't remember the S and the H being merged like that. People who are older, like me, are more familiar with this. Not you youngins.
Yeah. See, I don't
Youngins.
remember.
Like you, Brian, Mr. Young Guy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the letters, the H is merged with the
anybody
S.
old in the? I don't want to say old. Anybody around my age remember the S&H Green Stamps that can confirm
plus.
with me?
People who are
40
older
plus.
than 40.
How's that? Yeah, 40 plus.
So let's talk about what part is merged.
The S and the H. Do you see it?
Well, I see the S separate. It looks like a symphony symbol, like on a music chart.
Yeah.
And then you have the H has like a hoop attached to it.
Yes, exactly.
So that part you don't remember?
No. My mom used to get these all the time, and I would be sticking them for her in these like books. We'd stick them, and I remember licking and sticking. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I remember doing a lot of licking and sticking, so I stared at hundreds of these stamps. My mother.
Oh,
yeah.
And another thing to note, it looks like a pretzel. The part that's attached to the H. I just realized that. That's nuts.
Oh yes, Danny says yes. He remembers too. Thank you, Danny.
Okay, so no, was it connected to the H or not?
Yeah, I don't remember, Brian.
All right, that was a good find.
Thank you.
Guys, please pray for
another accidental find.
Please pray for my fiance. She's very sick right now.
What's wrong, Brian?
Just very sick. She had a shot. Just pray.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
We will definitely pray.
Anyone
for
who's sick, not feeling well, let's pray for them.
Okay.
But we're also praying for your unborn baby.
Yes, in Jesus' name.
Yes.
When's the due date, Brian? You want to remind us?
Looks like it may come sooner than expected.
No way.
March 27th, but it could come as early as March 14th or 15th.
What if it comes on St. Patty's Day? Wouldn't that be a great? Wouldn't you have to name him like Seann or something?
With two ends.
First of all, it's a girl, so it wouldn't be Seann.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Think of an Irish name for a girl.
Shauna is a girl's name.
We're actually
Shauna.
We're actually naming her after. Well, not after, but her name's going to be Eva.
Oh wow.
After
Brian, wouldn't that be a lucky day? Her being born on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, my grandmother's birthday was St. Patrick's Day.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I'm rooting for March 25th because that's my stepson's birthday.
Well, let's everybody pick a date in March and let's see who's right.
I'm going to say St. Patrick's Day.
How about whoever guesses the day the baby's born gets a T-shirt?
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's do that. Everybody gets a date when Brian's baby's going to be born in March.
I'm going to say March 15th, but, I already have a T-shirt, so, if I win
I'm still waiting on mine, Brian.
Well, hold on. Hang on. Let's see that T-shirt. Hold on. Show him the T-shirt, Esther. He's wearing it right now.
You are?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me see.
That's awesome. It's too cold to wear.
Sorry, my hand's over the screen.
It says false memories, then explain the residue. Hashtag Mandela effect. There you go.
Brian, I want
one. With his name spelled with an E on the end.
Yeah.
I just might get one.
All right.
That was so funny.
Hey, Scott, what's your size?
Esther, the shirt looks good on you.
What's your size, Scott? I'll send you one.
Scott. What size T-shirt do you wear?
Large.
Large. Okay, I think I
That's
got
what
a large.
reality I'm in, to be honest.
I got a large.
Brian, I need a 2X or a 3X.
Yeah, unfortunately, they go as high as XL right now.
I would have to lose some weight. Unfortunately, when I went to the doctor's yesterday, I get on the scale and I gained some, so I am no longer a 2X.
Hey, it's fine.
150. We are
Blame it on
150.
the shifts,
Teresa,
Teresa.
right?
I do. Whenever I put a bit of weight on, I'm like, must have shifted.
I'm going to blame it on that. Good idea, Scott. I shifted.
Okay, so what is the next?
The ME just shifted you, you know.
It shifted me into a fatter body. How's that? I'm in Fat Teresa now.
Which I wanted to mention, Brian. I finally got to watch the Cape Cod video this morning.
Yeah.
And I noticed that the letters had merged, but I also noticed that if you notice that the O is also shifted, it's off centered.
No. Is that
it's not just round anymore. It's actually tilted. I noticed that when you were tracing it, and I was like, look at the inside of the O, it's actually tilted. So, which I thought was weird.
No, that's a brand new one. No.
Oh, thank you, Scrappy.
No, guys, you saw me do this video, and you
love you, Scrappy Daffy Doo.
I would have mentioned that in my video, the Cape Cod.
What happened? Oh, the Cape Cod, Brian. I can agree with you at 100%. You want to know why?
Why?
I buy their popcorn all the time. The popcorn, the white cheddar, and I buy their chips a lot. So I can agree it was not merged. I've been buying that brand for a long time. So that one, 100% yes for me on that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of their
O is
snacks.
slanted. Have you noticed the slanted O on that, Teresa?
Can you show it to me again, Brian?
Okay, let's look at.
You tell me it's the O slanted now?
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's.
I'm going to be going to Walmart probably tomorrow, so I will take another look at it closer.
I'm telling you, I would have mentioned this in my video. You guys remember me talking about it?
So that's another Mandela effect.
I watched
Esther.
it this morning about 20 minutes before. Yeah, there it is.
Wow, let me see.
It's
Hold
slanted. It looks weird now. It doesn't look like it's supposed to. I mean, we sell these in my store. I see it all the time.
They never merged any letters in any products, did they? Yeah, and now it's just everywhere. Sounds like another thing I've noticed with the letters in products as well, the E's. In fact, I've got one here.
I mean, this is one of the chips that...
Great catch, Esther.
Thanks. Yes, I was watching this morning, and I know Recall Vector and we went back and forth about some of the different slanted O's around my neighborhood. And like there was one Arrowhead Motors in my town where one day the O was perfectly straight, and then the next day I went back through the town and I noticed it was slanted. So now their O's are slanted. Also, my bank that I bank with every day, I pass it several times a day, and I was like, I looked at it, I was like, no, the O is so thin that there's no way they could slant the O. And one day I was driving by it, and now it's slanted. I was like, oh no, my bank is...
And Brian would have mentioned that, right, Brian? When you were caressing, no, that was the other bag. Wrong bag.
I was caressing the Cape Cod.
Cape Cod, their logo now doesn't look right. I look at it now and it does not look right. It looks very odd to me.
Well, let's ask the chat because anyone else here would have remembered the video I did as well. Does anybody remember in the video the O being slanted? Because I don't.
No, me neither, Brian.
The video that I did where I traced it. Does anybody remember the O being slanted?
And you would have mentioned it, Brian. Knowing you, right?
Yes, I would have mentioned it.
You definitely would have 100% would have mentioned it.
So there you go. Another Mandela thought.
And I was like, wait a second, that's slanted. That's not a regular O.
Another O or another Mandela effect caught red-handed. There you go.
Go, Esther.
Brian
Esther's on the ball.
Brian Staveley saying that in the Terminator 2 credits, there's random sloping letters now, slanted letters.
What?
That's what Brian Staveley's saying in the chat.
No way.
Wait, and where? In the Terminator movie?
Terminator 2 credits.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
My boss said that the other day. She was like, "I'll be back." Like I started laughing. I'm like, you don't even know. So,
And that's changed too, Brian. I'll be back. It's now changed.
yeah.
Okay, we're talking
She
about.
didn't say it with a heavy accent, which was odd.
Yeah, now it's gone.
Yeah.
Brian, can you Google?
Yeah, I'm like, we always said I'll be
Can
back.
you Google Terminator 2 credits?
Yes, I'm in there now.
Okay.
Okay, I've got the picture up now. Do you see that?
Wow.
I don't see the slanted O's, but I see slanted A's.
No, he's saying there's random slanted letters.
Yes,
Random?
like the A's and.
Like randomly, you're going to see slanted letters.
That's crazy.
You've got those A's on the Arcos products as well now. I've got a tablet here, and if you look at the A on that, it's got the same slanted A on that. This tablet's about 10 years old. Never like that.
And let me ask you guys something else. Are they spelling Judgment Day the correct way? Because look, it says right here on DVDbeaver.com.
No, it's missing an E.
With an E,
No
but over here there's no E in the picture.
Yeah, that's an effect that someone else found a while ago. It had an E for me always.
It always had an E for me, Judgment Day.
Yeah, definitely.
Now it looks like Judgment Day.
Yeah, they're missing a letter.
Oh, what? And look, Captain Marvel, which comes out next month, is all merged. The MAR is merged, and the P and the R's are broken, and the V and the E is merged.
V and the E are merged.
That's crazy, guys. What is going on, man? What kind of world are we living in? It's
You gotta
not.
keep an eye on that A too with Captain Marvel. You never know.
Oh, the A, yeah.
That
What if
might
the
become
A
one of those
breaks?
weird looking A's.
The A may break.
Mm.
I wonder what kind of if that's their own proprietary font style, because we're seeing a lot of font styles change now. In fact, the merging of letters, like it happens when you look at office products. Like I'm a big computer guy. Theresa knows that. My career is IT and computers, and one of the things that I noticed is something called ligatures. It's where letters merge, where like the F and the I in office is now the F has taken over the dot. Does anybody remember Office 2000? We'll just say Office 98. In fact, that's about as far back as it goes that I remember. Let's see. This one actually looks. No, the F and the I here was not merged, and neither was the O and the F. That looks weird to me.
Yeah, all the letters are touching there. And it wasn't like that. I'm in IT as well. I was.
Yeah.
I've only seen it occasionally. I don't.
See, I've been a Mac user since '93. I don't know.
Okay. This one's not merged in 2003, but it's almost like they follow a particular pattern. Let's look at Office 2013. Notice, whoops, they want me to buy the product now. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Here's an image. Wait, no. Did this change? Because I swear the F and the I, the F had taken over the I. Do you remember that, guys?
No.
That is so weird, man.
Really know.
No, it's like it shifted. It's like it shifted back because the F would take over the I. You see what I'm saying? Now it's back to the way it was.
What?
Yes, I'm telling you that. I know anyone here could vouch for that. Look, it's back to the way it was. Oh my God!
No way.
Yeah. So now
It didn't flip. It flipped back.
Yeah. Now I got to check on Butterfinger. See Butterfinger, the bar Butterfinger. Real quick. The F actually took over the I in Butterfinger.
Yes, I remember that one.
Okay, there you go. The F is merged with the I in Butterfinger. I don't remember that. And it's also a half F. The other half is missing. The F is taking over the dot.
E's. Oh,
yeah, the E's as well. Look at them.
Yeah, they're flat. That wasn't like that. Come on. The E's are flat and Butterfinger now. That's
Must be a
changed.
new one.
It did?
Yeah, I don't remember them being flat.
No.
No, they weren't flat. They were rounded.
What was that?
Look at that.
And
they're cut off.
They were thinner and rounded.
I think we just found another Emmy.
Oh my gosh. Great catch, everyone.
Hey,
That
what
was so weird.
what are you sending me now? Okay, so Mona Lisa. This is a new one. Mona
Yes.
Lisa. Let's talk about that, Sandy. Go ahead and talk about that.
All right. So I know that the effect, one of the effects was that she now has a full name. We didn't know who she was. But now Google has her listed as an Italian model, and there's multiple pictures of her in different poses, in different colors and mediums. And I don't remember that.
And not to mention in the Da Vinci painting, she has a veil now over her head. That was not there.
Right, but in the charcoal drawing, she looks more like I remember the original Mona Lisa looking. Look at her face.
Like it's flat. She's not smiling.
She's not smiling.
Over here, she's smiling.
She's not smiling as much as she was a few months back, though.
No, a few months ago, she was like flat on like.
Yeah, it was a
maybe
beaming smile.
maybe she's depressed.
She's fed up of everyone telling her she doesn't smile.
Like no one's paying attention to me now.
Guys, do you remember in the chat? Do you remember the Mona Lisa having so many pieces of art made with her?
No,
there was one.
There was one.
No, there was only one.
She's
wait a minute.
As a model now.
All right.
Yeah, I've only known one Mona Lisa picture.
All right, Brian. That's the end. Don't go down more. Don't go down more. There's a break. We have to ask questions of the chat.
All right, let's ask the questions to the chat.
All right, so everybody's saying only one Mona Lisa, so that's definitely an effect. All right, guys, if you're a fan of soap operas, can you tell me what the oldest soap opera on TV?
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
What's the oldest soap opera?
What's the oldest soap opera that you know of? Anybody in the chat watch soap operas? Theresa, I don't think they know your effect.
No, they probably don't.
Guiding Light is Rain on the Plains. That's a go. Yes, keep going. Anyone else? Jacob O.C. remembers General Hospital. So does Brian. Just to let you know.
General Hospital is 1963, guys. We have
there's General Hospital, but I feel like that one probably wasn't the oldest. But
wait, let's
not there's only one before that.
With the dates, let's not confuse them yet. I want to see what they all remember. General Hospital, Guiding Light.
Guiding Light, yeah.
Most people don't watch soap operas.
Yeah.
General Hospital, Brian Staveley.
Days of Our Lives.
Now, Mandela Reality remembers what I remember, Days of Our Lives. All right, should we tell them, Theresa?
I used to watch Days of Our Lives, but I know that wasn't the oldest.
All right, guys. So, Search for Tomorrow is the longest running that I have heard of. I originally thought Days of Our Lives, but then when I researching it, I was like, oh yeah, Search for Tomorrow is older because it started in the UK. So I was like, okay, yeah, I could see Search for Tomorrow, but that's not the oldest one. The oldest one Theresa found was 1949. These Are My Children. Now, you could say that you've never, okay, it's an old show, we never heard of it. But I was always told that the oldest soap opera was Days of Our Lives or General Hospital or Guiding Light or one of them. No one's ever mentioned These Are My Children. I've never heard of that. As a matter of fact, there was another older one after These Are My Children called Our Five Daughters. I've never heard of that one either. Has anyone ever heard of these soap operas? Anybody in the chat?
Heard of one that was... What was the name of that one?
Which soap operas? I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, I know what it was.
People were remembering General Hospital like you, Brian, but no one so far has heard of These Are My Children or Our Five Daughters.
The soap
opera. They go back so far, Sandy. They
All
go
My
back
Children.
too far.
We're not talking about length of time that they ran, Brian, just which was the first soap opera on television.
The first one was on the one on the radio, and what was that one called?
I don't remember. You found that today. It was older, but that wasn't televised.
The first televised one was in 1949. These Are My Children.
These Are My Children, yeah.
Wow. Is that like any association of All My Children?
No, All My Children's completely different. That didn't come out until the late 60s, early 70s.
When did Days of Our Lives come out? Because that show is still going on.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives is long, yeah. Yeah, Mandela Reality say it only lasted 24 days.
Ow, my arm, Ben, that really hurt.
And then the next one, Brian, you have to look up, which is Buck Rogers. Theresa said it's merged.
That sounds like Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century or whatever that is.
Show him the logo that I sent you.
I don't have that logo, Theresa.
Oh, you don't?
No. That's why I said he's got to look it up on Google.
Okay, it's all kind of scattered here. Where's that picture you sent?
I didn't send a picture of Buck Rogers. You have to look it up.
Oh, look up Buck Rogers.
Yeah,
okay.
After Buck Rogers, we're going to move on to residue that Paul Knight, an effect that Paul Knight found.
Did you talk about also the Mona Lisa's real name was Lisa del Giocondo?
Yeah, that was the old Mandela effect. Yes.
Okay.
That we know her name changed. She has a full name now because I was in art college. I went art history classes. We did not know her name.
And don't jump.
All right, what am I looking up?
Somebody was mentioning about the wart on her face too, on her eye.
Yeah, I don't.
Eye wart. Somebody was in the chat earlier with the Mona Lisa.
I'd have to look at that. I didn't even notice. I was too busy being baffled that there were multiple pictures of her all of a sudden.
Yep.
I think it might have been Jacob O.C. I think mentioned that one. It was earlier in the chat.
I don't know, but she's clearly
talking about Grant on the $50 bill, and that's when it came up.
So what's wrong with Buck Rogers?
And that was weird too with the veil on her. I'm like,
she's saying it's merged.
Veil, and I don't remember her smiling.
So let me find which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, Theresa, look for that residue.
All right.
And Brian, while she's doing that, if you want to move on to Paul Knight's Mandela effect.
What's Paul Knight's?
It's the next residue I sent you. He remembers Hancock.
When I find it, Sandy, I'll send it to Brian.
All right, that sounds good. Oh, he's got the Buck Rogers up now.
Right. I have the Buck Rogers photos, but where is it merged?
Well, I need to show you that.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century. The CK is merged.
In the
you see it?
Yeah.
Did any of you ever see Mandela Affected's video where Buck Rogers replied to him?
No.
He wrote to him because he was saying, you know, your name used to have a D in it, and you was a much better actor. And he sent a reply back. It's worth searching for that and watching. It really is.
Here it is, Brian. Brian, I found it.
Okay.
Here.
Speaking of which, I wrote Rogers with a D to Brian. Like, that's in the list. Rodgers.
Ow!
I didn't spell it Gers. That was so weird.
All right, so Hancock or Hankook? Which one is it?
I remember Hancock. So does Paul Knight. He's the one who found this. He posted it in the group. And it's Hankook. Oh, okay. But I sent you residue of Hancock with a C.
Yeah, okay. I have to like zoom in to see it. Hancock tires. There you go.
Oh no, you don't have to zoom in. I sent you a close up in the next shot.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I was just showing you where it was coming from.
Hancock tires.
Yeah, I sent a close up so it would be easier for you to see.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, good residue. All right, what does the chat remember? Let's see. Let's get an opinion of everyone here. That's why we do these chats.
Virgo, so you're joking with us? In the chat, he's got Honkok. Not Hancock. That I can't pronounce. I can't pronounce that.
Hancock.
Hancock. There you go.
So Paul's channel, and maybe it was Paul where they talked about. I'm not sure if he's the right guy that was talking about the Johnny 5 is alive. That one.
It might have been Paul Knight.
That might have been Paul Knight. All right,
And
so
Brian Staveley just posted Paul's YouTube in the chat if anybody wants to subscribe.
Yeah, please, guys, subscribe to each other, build your channel. And Scott, please post yours as well, because there's a lot of folks that just joined with us that weren't here at the very beginning. Would you mind please posting yours, Scott?
That's done up there, mate.
In the chat?
He did. I have to show it.
Okay.
He doesn't have a wrench, so his got hidden.
Oh, shoot.
I already fixed it. It's already fixed.
All right, let me give him a wrench. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I just subscribed to you, Scott.
An upgrade.
So now I can go back and watch this later.
Okay.
You just earned 1 subscriber. I have a bit. I sometimes miss some of these YouTubers so far. I'm still trying to get familiarized with everybody. So
don't you think there's a lot out there?
Every time I go to say Moneybag 76, I always say it wrong because I still remember him as 63. So
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of new channels, Scott. I have noticed that. Yes.
Loads.
Yes. Oh, Scott, I was unsubscribed from you.
I'm
YouTube did that.
unsubscribed from Brian.
Oh my gosh.
When I came in today, I'm unsubscribed. I'm still subscribed to your backup channel, but not your main one.
YouTube randomly unsubscribed me to channels, and I hate it.
I get this a lot, and I actually got a notification off YouTube in December saying we've removed some spam subscribers, whatever they are. I don't care if they spam. Keep them subscribed.
I know that's what happened. That's what happened on Theresa lost 300 subscribers because of that.
Yeah,
I lost
Sam, you remember?
3,500.
Yeah.
You lost 3,000?
3,500.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
I was probably one of them because I had to resubscribe to you.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Serious?
Yeah.
Candied Cupcakes. I subscribed to her last week. Went in it today. Already unsubscribed. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
The last show we talked. I'm gonna send Brian an image when I find it. But Brian, because I have to ask Scott specifically a question. The next one, I only have one image. The next effect.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a Delta Force. Theresa said it's the Delta Force now.
Ow, my arm.
What is the Delta Force or Delta Force?
Matthew. It changed, Brian.
Not you, Mom.
Brian.
Yes.
I remember it being called Delta Force. Now it's called the Delta Force.
And I sent you one image of residue. Guys, I'm down to 31%. I'm just giving you a heads up.
All right. Yeah, this does take a toll. I was down to 49%, and I had to plug mine up.
Yeah, but
I'm 38 and I'm plugged in.
Unfortunately, the iPhone doesn't have a port to plug my headphones in. It's either charge or use headphones.
Well, my phone's the same way. I've got a Moto Z3. Mine's the same way.
I'm gonna get my portable headphones, but I have two pair. I'm gonna get the good ones, but they don't last very long. So
wait, hold on a second. Hold on. This Delta Force movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's called the Delta Force. I found that, Brian.
Hang on. Was this? Yeah, that's a good find. Was this the same movie that was featured on Kickboxer? Or it was that movie with that kid from Never Ending Story 2.
No.
It could have been.
It seems like he was taken after Chuck Norris in this movie. I don't know why
they added a "the" in it, and then like the Bee Gees, it's now Bee Gees. So it's strange. Some of them are losing "thes" and some are gaining "thes." It doesn't make sense.
Christy Burr's song "Lady in Red" that gained a "the."
Yeah, and the Carpenters, the Eagles.
Yeah, it was Lady in Red. Now it's the Lady in Red.
Yeah, and it sings it in the chorus. The Lady in Red. It's like, what?
Yes, I remember it. And I remember that 100%, Scott. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, me too.
That video, I did a video on that ages ago. And YouTube
that's right.
removed it and said it was unsuitable content.
What?
Yeah.
because it talks about Lady in Red or the Lady in Red.
I don't know
I guess it conjures up images
Yeah.
in your head of some sort. I don't know why they would write it.
Lady with a red light, you know.
But you know that's like an Illuminati sort of messaging. There's the lady in red imagery, and then there's the white rabbit. Follow the white
Guys,
rabbit.
don't forget I have red hair. Don't put me in this.
I just
Trouble you.
me and my fiance we were watching this music video, and I had no idea it had to do with Alice in Wonderland at first. It was a Gwen Stefani music video,
Mm.
and it was the one where it goes tick tock, tick tock. You know that song? What you waiting? What you waiting for? You know that song?
I don't, honestly.
I don't either, Brian.
In
The tunes change.
In the music video, there's like it's a video of her face inside of a house.
Whoa.
And anyway, so it's like an Alice in Wonderland reference.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so what's the next Emmy?
The next one's done. It's an old Emmy. Thanks, Esther. Can you mute the mic when they're screaming?
I lowered her volume. Let me see if I can turn it down some.
Yeah.
I'm constantly muting my mic because my kids in the background they're being really rambunctious. They're being really great for a while.
Yeah, they were.
But Sandy, Sandy, I just want to find out. On my end, when I click on YouTube, you only see my name on there. Can you still see my little thumbnail?
No, I see your face.
It's weird because, like, on the live chats I can see it, but when I go on YouTube, I'm completely missing. I don't know if that's just my end or not. Though.
No, I'm watching it on YouTube. I see your face.
It's the face. It's not the icon.
All right, just might be just my phone.
Okay.
Because it's coming from me, it's not letting me see my own.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All of the sugar they ate for breakfast is finally kicking in. If you randomly don't hear anything, it's just me muting my mic because then my kids are.
Okay.
All right.
I don't think the muting, honestly.
Cooped up after a while.
I don't think the muting. I haven't heard you muted once, so I don't know if that's working on your end.
Well, I can turn it all the way down, or I can turn it up a little bit.
It's okay. I mean, I was just letting her know that she said she muted it a few times. I don't think it worked because I haven't noticed Esther muted at all.
Hopefully it mutes because I'm trying to, so that way you guys don't hear all of the. They're finally like, Yeah,
I know they're just being
they're getting
fun.
to that point.
It's okay, Esther. We understand. I mean, just if you can try to mute it, but then unmute it when you're ready to speak, and that's fine.
So the next thing is an effect. It's an old effect. It's just a lot of residue that Fizzy Pop sent to me of Pikachu with the black tip tail.
Wait, who sent this to you?
Fizzy Pop.
Okay, so Fizzy Pop sent the residue. This is with the black tail.
She says Dan won't let her talk about Pokemon on her channel because he doesn't know Pokemon.
So it's strange, but in this one, he's got like a heart. There's like a black
well,
heart.
that's the female. The females have a heart-shaped tail, and the males have a squared off tail. So it's not. That's not an effect. That's just the females.
No, it was like that. It was like that one.
This one?
The tail. The one that you've got up now. It was a straight tail. Was it a love heart?
Now
No,
that let me talk about that. That's Mimic You. Mimic You, the story behind Mimic You is Mimic You can take the form of other Pokemon. And so that he got love and attention from people, he took the form of Pikachu. Now, if he's taking the form of Pikachu, why would he have a black tail? If Pikachu doesn't. So that's the story behind Mimic You. So the females have a heart-shaped tail, and the males have a squared-off tail. But that's a lot of residue right there of Pikachu with a black tail.
That's crazy. Yeah, here it is. Mimikyu's got like sort of a brown or black tail there.
Yeah, but why would he have it if
Yeah, if he's trying to mimic something, he'd do it the same, not different.
yes.
That's right.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm like looking for images at the same time. That's why I'm like having an issue. I'm sorry. I'm like can't talk and look for stuff at the same time. So if
he's dressed up as Mickey Mouse there.
Now that's what I'm trying to talk
braces.
about. He has suspenders. There's Mickey Mouse's suspenders for people.
There you go.
So that's why that one was included. Fizzy Pop found suspenders on Mickey Mouse on Pikachu.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'll keep it up with just a few seconds longer. That way you guys can get a good view of it. We got about 10 to 15 more minutes, about 12 more minutes.
Well, I just sent you an image. Well, it's in the process of sending to you that I want to ask Scott. We talked about this last week.
All right.
It's really bugging me out. Now, I know he's your friend, Scott.
I know where this is going.
Yes, it's always been MA for a lot of people. Explain this image because they're all like this.
Which image?
The image I just sent you. The last image.
It's circling.
The image will say Mandela effected, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Now, when he originally did that, it said affected. And he was editing up his videos. Now, there's lots of changes have happened to his logo, to that little banner thing there he's got. I mean, when I put his name up on my channel, I just ripped that off. So it also says effected. But it just changed one day to effected.
So it did change.
Yeah, it was definitely affected at the start.
It was Mandela affected before, right?
Yeah,
Well, you shouldn't hurt
100%. And he's not changed it back because he wants to see if it changes back itself with the shift. But yeah, it was definitely affected, as his channel name is. His logo changes as well. If you look at his actual logo, the M and the E, which is again, shouldn't be an E.
Two pictures are the same.
They keep
Mandela affected versus Mandela affected. Yeah, I thought, like when I saw Mandela affected, I thought that was his alternate channel or something.
No,
or maybe some new channel that came out because
he's just never changed it back because, well, it takes him 3 months to do a video, so to change his logo, he wants to see if it does shift back itself, kind of thing.
So what's the next ME?
The next ME comes to us from Moneybags 73. Kids Cuisine is Kid Cuisine now.
Wait, hold on. We should have asked the chat. So let's ask the chat what they remember. Kids Cuisine or Kid Cuisine? Which one is it?
That's crazy.
What do you guys remember, kids or kid?
Kids Cuisine or Kid Cuisine? Let's take a vote on that. We need at least.
I'm going outside.
Okay. We're almost done. We need about 5 to 10 votes either way for it to be an ME.
You're saying you're almost done, and I still have half the list to go.
Oh man! So we need to run it down fast. Salted Cedar says kids. Chris McDonald says kids.
Yeah, it changed, guys.
Dark Slayer, Jacob O.C. kids. Now it's Kid Cuisine.
Gloves?
Yep. Brian, did you get the residue that I sent?
Sandy?
I sent residue over, Teresa. I'm trying to send over.
I had residue for kids.
I'm sending over as little as possible to try to get through this fast.
Yes, we need to get through it fast. Culinary.
I kind of remember both.
There was some good residue, Brian, I found. Like, really good stuff.
Okay.
You see it?
No, I don't. You sent it.
Yeah, the stuff you're looking at now, Brian. The Kids Cuisine stuff. That's Teresa's residue.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent it to Sandy, and Sandy sends it to you.
Oh, no, you sent me a text message, Teresa?
Huh?
All right.
You're talking about the old residue you sent me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking at it now.
Okay, so we need. Okay, so we got S&H Rembrandt. We talked about. Did we talk about Rembrandt timber?
No,
I
I don't have residue of it.
I have to admit, guys, I didn't find any residue on that one yet, and I'm so sorry. That's one that's got me stumped. So I apologize for zero residue for that one. Sorry.
Fine.
We'll talk about
effect.
next week if we find residue. We'll leave it out for this week.
I'll keep looking.
So we have frost earthquakes is next on the list.
Yeah, I just sent you an image from Jessica Rainey found it. I sent you her post. Loud booms reported in the Chicago area, possible frost earthquakes. And she's asking if anybody heard of it, because I've never heard of it either.
Well, that's weird, because I first heard of this about a week ago or something, but it was called frost quakes.
Yeah.
Not frost earthquakes.
It sounds like some new cereal or something.
Yeah. Tony the Tiger with a purple nose on it.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it basically said that it happens from like rapidly cooling temperatures when it gets very cold, like sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard of it either.
I've never heard of it. This could be an ME.
I'd never heard of it until a week or maybe a week and a half ago. I think somebody posted it up in the Facebook group, and that's when
Jessica Rainey posted it. Yes.
Yeah, and it was like, never heard of that.
Frostquakes. That's no, you can't tell me that's real. All right, so what's next?
Next, you have to go to Google. You're looking up Theresa, Rick Satterwhite. You can just Google it. Methane glass in lakes.
Apples.
No, Theresa, I'm going in order. Methane glass in lakes.
Oh, I just looked up methane.
Oh, you have ghost apples in between there.
Yes,
okay.
I put ghost apples right below.
I don't have the ghost apples.
You put it there. I have ghost apples at the end of the list.
Okay, so can we do ghost apples next?
Yeah, do ghost apples first.
That's weird.
Yes, I have to give credit to who do we give credit for that one?
Kim Walford.
Television station.
Kim Walford and Need Input.
Are the ghost apples?
It came originally from a television station.
Oh yeah, the ghost apples.
So apparently when apples are rotten, right, off the tree, simply frozen water makes them look like clear apples. In other words, and in the center, they're completely warm, but they're cold on the outside, which causes it to freeze over and takes the shape of the full apple. That's weird.
Have you heard of custard apples?
Ghost apples.
Ghost apple? What are you talking about, custard apples?
Custard apples. We found them in the shop. Me and Emma were out a few months ago now. And we saw them in the shop, custard apples.
No way.
I never heard of this before, and I used to work in an apple orchard.
And you used to what? You got robot-y.
I used to work in an apple orchard.
Oh, wow.
I live in New England, so it gets pretty cold.
Oh, okay. So this is a custard apple. It looks like a what do you call that? It looks like a.
I kind of wonder though, maybe like
Thank you.
With all the stuff in our water.
Looks like an artichoke.
They're horrible, by the way.
Sugar apples.
Are they bitter, sweet, or sour?
They've got skin a little bit like kiwi. It's almost furry. In fact, they look different to the ones I bought, to be honest. So whether we've shifted again and they're different now, but when you bit into them, which I didn't realise at the time, we just bought it from the shop and it was live streaming, so I just ate them. And you're not supposed to eat the skin, apparently, but I ate the skin.
Oh, cool.
But they're vile. They're very, very horrible texture, and they have a little kind of a custardy taste, but no.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That would you eat green eggs and ham? That's what that reminds me of. I don't know. Okay, so
that's weird.
All right, so what's the next one we have? Ghost apples. We talked about custard apples. That's added to the list right here. Methane gas now makes beautiful pancake-shaped bubbles. Rick Satterwhite.
Yes, Rick Satterwhite found that one. I don't have residue for you. You have to go to the Go to Google.
Just a video on.
I mean, I could send you residue. It's just going to take longer. It's just faster for you to just Google it.
I don't know if it's just my end.
Methane ice bubbles.
I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. I might just be my end.
What?
Yeah, because we can hear you.
What?
They're beautiful. They look like artwork. They look like artwork. Nature's artwork.
They make pancakes in the lake.
Has anyone ever heard of these before?
Yeah, those are pretty.
No. They wouldn't smell very nice.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
Well, we're talking about
frozen
methane gas here, right? So maybe it won't smell as bad. And what's the next one? We're talking
Where's
about
Manny?
ice crop circles.
That's Theresa. Ice crop circles.
Yeah. I found that one accidentally.
A lot of things going on with ice and all sorts.
What about
What?
the weird ice formations, Brian?
It looks like somebody came out here with a spirograph or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah, I never heard of ice crop circles in my life. Have you?
No.
No.
That one's weird.
You
All
won
right.
the gold medal for the ice circle. That's all I can think of. Like, wow, that's amazing.
I like this one. That's kind of cool. Real artsy.
We're gonna have to skip something.
Wow.
Oh wait, here we go. Michigan Man. I found my gold. I found the article for my gold glowing rocks, but I can't find the article for the blue glowing rocks.
Hang on. The next one is the red-bearded vulture that eats bones.
Yeah, that Theresa found that one,
Accidentally again.
and that's another Google thing.
Is this the Mandela effect? I don't know.
It looks like a creature from that movie called The Dark Crystal. Look at how it looks, Brian. It's weird looking.
The red-bearded vulture.
And it eats bones.
It eats mostly bone marrow.
Yeah, disgusting.
Do they
You
fly
want
up?
one for a
Hang on.
pet?
Do they fly upside down too?
I don't know. Maybe eventually.
Oh my god! What? What is this thing?
Looks like one of them's flying upside down.
Strange beak as well.
Looks like something out of Angry Birds.
Yeah, I just thought it was very bizarre to see this, and it could be a possible ME, but I've never seen this before. Have you guys?
Never.
Oh,
Scott?
here's one with a bone in its mouth.
I've never seen the red ones.
There we go with the red again. The red jokes.
Mm.
No offense, guys.
Don't play
I
dead
love my
around
red hair.
nothing.
All right, so kindergarten versus kindergarten.
Oh,
Possibly
yeah.
gonna have a bad time with that thing. Hmm. Oh, that's making me
Yeah,
shiver.
The
Sandy, I sent you lots of residue for that one the other day, the kindergarten one.
Yeah, and I also sent Brian my diploma that I got from kindergarten, and
Wow.
it changed. It's T
There
now.
was tons of residue for that.
Kindergarten Cop was one of my favorite movies as a
It looks weird
kid.
spelled with a T.
And it's with a T now instead of a D.
And hold on, hold the phone here because the E is backwards in the movie.
What?
Yeah.
That's flipping weird right there, man.
You'd have noticed that before now if
No, did you guys notice the Kindergarten Cop? The E is backwards.
Yeah,
No.
and in that first image you showed, the D was open, and now it's closed in two.
What?
There ain't
D
no
looks like
way,
a
man.
6. Look at the D, Brian. It looks like a 6.
It does. It looks like a 6. You're right.
Whoa. Let me go with the 6s.
But in
Almost-
kindergarten
if Ar-
cop
if
too.
Arnold's last name were the community, I would know it. Okay, so kindergarten. So what is it now? It has a T, but
Yeah,
some people
it
remember
has
with
a
a
T.
D.
Yes.
Well, that's
Brian,
the
you
German
notice-
spelling.
You notice Arnold Schwarzenegger again? Mandela effect number 2?
Oh, wait a second. Scott, yes, I've always known T as the German spelling. In the U.S., it was always with a D, and now it's only with a T here.
Well, the movie definitely wasn't the German spelling.
No.
But it doesn't make sense because you can't even say it's to do with Arnie because he's not German.
No.
So.
Kindergarten. When you say it, it sounds like garden, like growing crops and stuff.
You don't say kindergarten.
No, we don't say kindergarten. You say kindergarten.
People would have pronounced it that way if that's how it was spelled.
Yeah, because I would say kindergarten. I say kindergarten.
So now
it doesn't look right.
We have volcano lightning. We got to be lightning quick with these enemies now.
There's a lot more, Brian. That's why I'm like, you got to move faster than this because we got a lot.
Got volcano lightning now. This is bizarre.
And the link I sent you is for the gold glowing rocks I found.
Okay, where's that?
I sent you a link.
Okay.
To an article about a Michigan man finding it.
Michigan man discovered strange glowing rocks in the Upper Peninsula in the UP. Look at this.
Yeah, and Rick Satterwhite found blue glowing rocks, but I can't find it for the life of me right now.
I think
I'd show you the gold ones. Oh, you have that one?
You want me to send you the lightning?
Well, no, the blue glowing rocks. Send Brian.
Oh, I have that one. I have that one. I'll send it to you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Blue glowing rocks.
I'll send it. Hold on.
Rick Satterwhite found that.
I'll get it. Okay, give me a second, guys.
While I was looking for them, I found these gold ones.
Once Upon a Timeline found the volcano lightning. The blue rocks, Rick Satterwhite and Sandy D. And the albino honeybees now. Once Upon a Timeline.
Yeah, and then we're gonna jump to because I need to ask the chat about this one. Guys, Julia Louis Dreyfus, can you please spell Dreyfus in the chat while I get the residue to Brian?
There's albino pretty much every animal now. You can put albino in Google and any animal and you'll find one. There's albino deers, all sorts. I did the albinos bees a while back when I was looking at the blue bees.
I got it, Sandy.
Yeah,
where do you want me to send the blue glowing rocks at?
Send it right to Brian because I'm trying to get residue together.
In the email? I mean, in this texting?
Yes, text messages.
All right. Brian, I'm going to send it to you to the text.
All right.
All right. Give me a second here. I'm on.
The chat's writing Dreyfus right now, and it's split about 50-50. Yes, we talked about Kurt Hennig last week, Brian Staveley. I used a lot. I found a lot of residue of Hennig for what? I forget the follower on Twitter. Man. They're the one that found it. Wrestling with somebody on Twitter.
Brian, I just sent it to you. In your text.
Text or what? Text?
Text. Like actual texting.
Okay, hold on. There it is.
See it? Just click on the link. I posted this, guys, on February 2nd. I wrote blue glowing rocks. These glowing rocks capture one of the nature's most beautiful phenomenon. It's beautiful.
Okay.
And I got 15 people thumbs up.
Yeah, blue glowing rocks. That's beautiful. Oh man.
Cowboy's being bad. He's saying drive us instead of Dreyfus.
Hey, Cowboy.
Dry fuss or dry bus? Which one? It's
see it, Brian?
Her name used to have 2 S's and now it dropped and now it has 1 S.
Yeah. Just know I have a ton more residue. I just sent 2 of them because we're running out of time.
I know. Let's hope Richard Dreyfuss's name didn't change.
Hazel Fiver found this effect, the Louis Dreyfus one.
Richard Dreyfuss still has 2 S's.
Yes, he does.
Wow.
And then the next effect is Candyman. How many times in the Candyman movies did you have to say it? Say Candyman in the mirror for Candyman to appear. How many times in the chat? Brian, I'm sorry. I'm going crazy right now. I can't look at I don't know who Jake the Snake is. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through I'm trying to send Brian images at the same time.
Sandy, I can say it. When you wanted Candyman in the movie Candyman, if you wanted him to appear, how many times did you have to say his name? How many do you remember, Brian?
I remember 3, and now it's
Guess
5.
what? Now it's 5. And I sent residue to Sandy. Sandy, did you forward the residue to Brian?
That's what I'm in the middle of doing. I'm going crazy trying to, because I send one image at a time. No, it's okay. I
found residue that says 3.
I know 5 times doesn't even make sense. If you think about it, it doesn't make any sense.
All of these where you said the names
exactly
3 times were always
because
3.
it copies Beetlejuice too. Remember, Beetlejuice was also 3.
Teresa, you're a robot.
It was always the power of 3.
Now it's 5. Now it's.
Are you there?
I'm here.
We lost Teresa.
We're trying to get you the residue.
I already sent him the residue. He's got it.
Okay.
They say Candyman.
Brian, I found several pieces of residue for that. That shows 3.
Right. I'm only sending like 2 over at a time because
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Just send him the 2 best ones.
Never say it 5 times or you'll be sorry. What is now?
Yep.
Wow.
Does he see it?
Jake the Snake Roberts. What is it, Jake the Snake Roberts?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What this
Jake
is.
the Snake dying. He said. Do you remember him dying?
Oh, so people were reporting he died back in 2002 or something. I saw that.
I'm down to like 15%. I'm just sending images. You guys talk away, and when you get to the image, we'll talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, say his name 3 times. Yeah.
I was shocked because I remember 3 times.
I always thought it was 3 times, but that could just be from the Bloody Mary one too.
Yeah, there's residue. Never say Candyman 3 times in a row whilst looking in a mirror.
Exactly. And that was easy residue to find, Brian. That popped up right away for me.
Yep. We real quick, we have to run down. We have Rothschild and Rothschild, recall vector. We've agreed.
I sent residue for you guys for that one too.
Yep, we've agreed Candyman is definitely a Mandela effect. Rothschild. What do you remember?
It's Rothschild for me. Yeah.
Rothschild is what it is. Yes.
You remember with an S, Scott?
Both.
Yeah.
See, I remember it without.
That's weird.
They both sound right to me.
Capitol Records versus Capitol Records.
Also residue for that. I found that.
I'm sending it as we go.
No,
I'm sending it.
It's too cold out.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Evan Powers found Candyman. We didn't mention that.
That's right. Yeah. Evan Powers did Candyman. Capitol Records.
I don't know who found Capitol Records. Do you?
Yeah, recall vector.
Recall vector.
Too cold.
You see the residue, Brian, for Capitol Records?
Let's see if Google corrects me.
And thank God the last
No. It was capital with an A.
Yeah, now it's an O.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, there's a car coming.
Capitol Records had an A right here between the two.
Yeah, now it's Capitol.
I remember it with an A.
No, Capitol is Capitol is what you see like when you're at the Capitol building.
I'm sorry, Brian. While you're on that screen, can you zoom in on that logo? It looks like the I, T, and the O are merged of Capitol.
Whoa.
The I, T, and O?
Yeah, zoom in on that logo, please.
Okay, I keep getting blasted with stuff. Yeah, the I and the T is merged in Capitol.
Crazy, huh?
Okay, my time is running short here.
All right, so really quick, you want to look up purple Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, we already know that's an Emmy. That's an older Emmy.
That's an old one.
I remember Brussels sprouts, and I know a lot of you do.
Me too, because I hate them. I hate Brussels sprouts.
I hate them too. We're in agreement on that for sure.
And the ASPCA logo, can you Google that, please?
Yes. Let's see. Purple Brussels.
ASPCA.
Matt Reed found purple Brussels sprouts.
Ugh.
Brian
I don't care what
Staveley,
color they are. They're disgusting.
it's not that I don't have a phone charger. It's that the iPhone got rid of the headphone port. I got to use my phone charging port to use headphones.
Okay.
Although I could probably use a better wireless headphones. There we go.
Okay. So
No, he's saying everybody should super chat so that we can buy chargers.
black.
He's making a joke.
We got black tomatoes. We're almost done, guys.
Yay.
Black tomatoes. Actually, the blue.
That's also Matt Reed.
I've got a lot of running around.
No, these are the blue tomatoes. This looks like an eggplant to me. That looks like an eggplant.
Never seen a blue tomato.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, that looks like an eggplant to me.
Okay, here's the black tomato. Japanese black tomato.
What?
Yeah.
There is some with black skins as well now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's still red inside, but black skins. It's
Oh, it looks like it's burned.
yeah. You wouldn't eat them.
No, I wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't eat that.
Tomatoes
Like a
used to
black
have
apple.
more of a rich taste, and now they don't have that anymore, it seems.
Very bland. Yeah.
Very bland. And I
Seems
don't know.
like a lot of food's losing its taste.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of its general, what do you call it, genetically modified? You know, maybe that's
Maybe.
maybe that's
Probably
why.
the soil is so depleted.
ASPCA logo. What is up with the ASPCA?
It doesn't look right to me. It's like overlapping now. It's not like it's merged. It could be a company change. It just doesn't look right to me.
That's like a company that helps abused dogs and sick and you know what I'm saying? Animals, cats,
Yeah.
Yeah,
dogs.
cruelty to animals.
And
Yeah.
I see the commercials all the time when I'm watching the older shows, and it's like right in my face. I'm like, no, that doesn't look right.
I don't
There could be a-
remember the P sticking out like that. I remember it
Me
being a
either.
different color to stand out, but I don't remember the A and the S merged, the C and the A merged, and the P on top of
either.
them. I
Yeah,
don't remember that. It looks off to me.
Yeah.
it does. Guys, we're going to have to cut it short today because of time constraints. I really appreciate everybody coming on today, including Scott Harrison, who's joined us.
Yes, thank you, Scott.
Thank you for coming,
We
Scott.
hope
Last
you
It's
come
an
minute.
back.
honor to have you on.
We hope you decide to come back.
Oh,
We'll
definitely. No, thanks for having me on, mate. It's been good.
We enjoyed you.
Well, thanks, guys, and everybody have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great
Bye.
weekend,
Have a
everyone.
good day, guys. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.